Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew Built Conicals. You can trust Brew Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew Built at morebeer.com.
This short break from civilization is brought to you by the Ford Bronco. Get back out there. The Ford Bronco. Built wild. Learn more at Ford.com/Bronco.
Home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, beer drinkers.
Get ready for an all-new experience in information exchange and beer culture.
Your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers from around the globe
right to your home.
You're not just listening to broadcasters, it's the Brewcasters
on the Brewing Network.
My mother always said it's better late than never. Welcome to the Brewcast, another great Sunday from Pacheco, California. Doc and Danielle and I had to do a mad rush. Sean O'Sullivan himself as well. A mad rush back from the city.
Speeding down those rain-slick freeways.
I think I passed you, Doc.
Yeah?
I think you were behind me when I was turning.
Maybe.
The Hummer doesn't. It's not as agile as
the Tacoma.
As the Tacoma, right.
It's all what you make it.
So, we're just coming back from our first ever free FM show. I hope that some of you were able to catch that. I will make the archive available as soon as I have my hands on it. And I think it's going to be available both on our website as well as the free FM website. And Sean, what did you think? You did a good job in there, man.
It was a lot of fun.
Wasn't it really fun?
It was kind of it was a little intense. We had to hit all those time points and everything. But you did I got to tell you, Justin, you did a great job. I mean, you ran that thing, produced that show, and it worked really well.
I think you surprised everybody there.
Yeah, people were coming in after the show. I don't know who these people were. They just started coming out of the woodwork, and they were just. They were all over it. I mean, it was amazing. Cool. So it was good. And, I got to tell you, not to throw anybody under the bus, but that travel show beforehand. Ooh, man, that's a sleeper.
It's definitely putting off the listeners. In fact, I've heard other, successful DJs doing their talk shows, and they often will complain about who preempts them, because it really does matter who's on before you if you're going to get any new listeners.
But you had Tom Likas on afterwards, and so
that's good.
You were opening up for that was good. That was good.
It really was fun. I like what you said there. Overall, I have to let some things soak in. John was asking me, about the whole thing, and I'm like, I don't know. What I do know is that it was really a lot of fun. It was very cool to be in their studios, to have
nice studios,
engineers working and stuff.
Yeah, you had your own people.
Yeah, we had a crew there for him. It was kind of amazing.
It's so weird.
He had his own board op.
I had a board op.
I had a
phone person. My own people.
He had catering there. It was really crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
800-401-BEER is our number. If
only
you
brown M&Ms.
Call and show. Bub, you're on the air. What's happening?
Hey, congratulations on the show. I heard it.
Did you listen?
Absolutely. I was going to call in, but I didn't want you to get FCC fined on your first day.
I really appreciate that. I did get a little lecture about making sure that didn't happen.
I figured, hey, I'll let you actually get 1 or 2 commercials in before I absolutely get you fired.
I appreciate that. Well, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it.
It was a good show. Who was the guy doing the homebrew segment, though? Because he sounded sober.
I know.
I had to drive everybody back from San Francisco.
Doc was the show for
That
it.
was not right, dude.
Well, I'm going to make up for it.
That's what I was just going to say. You'll make up for it on our show now.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, we were all the way over there in San Francisco, and it was raining and typical San Francisco day.
The good doctor drove us out. I absolutely appreciate that, too.
You shouldn't have a problem with rain in your little, what is that, a Toyota? Oh, no, a Humvee.
Yeah, nothing little about that.
You know, I don't. It's the people that get in my way that I have to run over.
We don't even use the Bay Bridge in the Hummer. We actually just
I just drive across it.
Yeah, right across the bay.
Hold your breath. We're going through.
That's right. Well, thanks for tuning in, Bob. I appreciate that. You know, it's not a homebrew show, so it's very different than this format, but it's fun, and I think just as much possibility to get information out about craft beer. So I'm happy about that.
And I think somebody other than actual normal Brewing Network people were listening, because you got calls from people I didn't recognize.
Yeah, we did get a few calls. That was actually cool. I definitely knew that the first couple of calls were people that I didn't know, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. They actually could be listening to the show, like, on their own accord. I didn't force them to. Which is pretty amazing.
So maybe you won't have to beg for money on that show, too. You just have to do it on this one, and it'll be all good.
Yeah, I doubt it. We'll see, though. I hope that.
It never hurts to beg.
Thanks, Bub.
All right, have a good day.
All right, we'll see you. It's the Cider Show. Let's talk about this one. You guys have been waiting a long time to get this one, and we finally got...
and pissing and moaning about it.
Crying, give us the Cider Show. Well, now we're here. 800-401-BEER if you want to call us up. We got Vincent from Two Rivers Cider Company has been kind enough to come into the studio, and you had a long drive, too. Where do you guys come down from, Vince?
We came down from... Where were we? On Palo Alto at Sunset Magazine.
Oh,
we had a home show there this weekend.
Gotcha. All right. So we're going to do that, and Vince is going to hang out at the show with us, and we'll be talking cider at the 5:30 hour, I think. We might get a surprise phone call. Guess it won't be a surprise after I say it. But we might get a surprise phone call from Randy Mosher today.
Oh, awesome.
So if so, he'll be calling in at 5:30, and when we're done with that, we're going to jump right into the cider action with Vincent here. I thought we usually do a tasting, Vincent, like every show we'll do an official tasting, one that people, we try to pick things that people can get all over the place. So I was looking for, a cider, and I didn't know how widely distributed you were. And I thought for a second, well, maybe I'll do Widers. And then I thought, that would be a real asshole thing of me to do, because Two Rivers is better and nicer, and I don't want to make people go out and get that stuff. So I just canceled our tasting altogether. We're sticking with the Two Rivers.
I think that was probably a good idea. I mean, Vince is smiling right now, but Widers, no.
Please leave a message at the tone.
That's good.
I have no idea what that was.
That's what happens when you don't have people.
How did you say Widers?
Code, you're on the phone.
Hey, man.
How are you?
How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Hey, Code, thanks for the hat.
That's a funny.
What's the deal with the hat?
I love it. Go to the Brewing Network forum. I say this every show. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens there. And right now, everybody is passing around the same hat on their avatars. It's hilarious. Check it out. You're going to have to see it to believe it. What's going on, man?
Nothing. Just wanted to say I tuned into the show. Got to hear the first 45 minutes or so.
Oh, cool.
You did a great job, but I want to know what's up with the voice.
With the voice?
Yeah, your voice is like...
different.
I don't know. It's not an octave, but it was way deeper.
Yeah. You know what happens? And I would do it to this studio if I could. They actually have real nice equipment. And they process everything. So you go through compressors and a bunch of things like that.
Someone's theory is that there on TBN you're actually using the opposite equipment to make it sound more gay.
It's true. Once I figured out that format works, I took all our compressors off. And I do that.
What would they be compressing?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. But that's one of the things. That's one of the things I like about FM is how they have all that equipment. They can afford to do that kind of stuff. You know, those guys that you hear on the radio, when you talk to them, they don't sound that good. It's a lot of processing goes into radio voices.
Yeah, well, I kept listening, and at different points in there, it actually did not sound like you.
That's a good thing. Plus, every now and then, I just drop it down like this. I say, hey, guy, hey, baby, you're in the Brewcast now.
He's like chef.
Yeah, I'm practicing my chef impression.
All right, man. Well, I got nothing, so that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Code. It came through okay on the stream?
It's great.
All right, good. Thanks, brother.
All right, see you guys.
All right, we'll see you. Oz, you're on the phone, too.
G'day, mate. How you going? When's the Cider show?
That's tomorrow, isn't it, in Australia?
Oh.
It's in approximately 20 minutes, the Cider show.
Hey, great show this morning. It was really good.
Thanks. It came through okay out there?
Yeah, the only problem is their cheap-ass 888 number you can't dial from out of California with.
Oh, that's a drag. You tried to call in?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. I would have thought, because ours works and, you know.
Yeah.
But we're not cheap.
Yeah, we are. Who are you trying to kid? Ours works and it's a cheap 800 number.
Yeah, even the guys in America that were out of California couldn't get through.
I think that maybe CBS has decided they just don't really want, they don't trust you people.
Valid point right there.
There's no FCC bounds on you.
Yeah. They know how free it is everywhere else. They don't want it going on over here. Getting in there and saying all the things you don't need to be saying.
That's right, mate.
So, all right, well, I'm glad to hear it came through. The web sounded all right with you too then?
Yeah, it's a little bit tinny, not as professional sounding as TBN, but you get that.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
Like that. We're doing a couple things right over here.
Yeah, that's it. And it was good to hear Doc's twin brother there as well.
The sober guy.
Yeah, sober Doc.
Sober Doc, yeah.
So, Oz, you got all your underwear packed? You ready to come on over?
I'm coming over naked. No, I'm bringing one small backpack with me. I'm doing some shopping over there, so I'm good to go as soon as that plane leaves.
Oh, that's good.
And you brought your rubber boots for the brewery?
I did, yeah.
Good. He's just going to strap Ziploc bags around his regular
the
shoes.
Australian way.
And that is all.
Yeah, I'm excited. What, do you come in like the 31st or something, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday night. We're going to be getting hammered.
He's going to throw jet lag to the wind. He's just not going to care.
Yeah. Then he'll sleep
jet
for
lag
a day
for
and a
pussies.
You can say that? Yeah. I like that. Being able to. It's definitely. I'm glad that we don't do this show first and then go to that one.
Yeah.
It's definitely easier to maintain the language over there and then come over here and say all the things you couldn't say.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about that one.
Fuck shit.
I was surprised the first word when you come on here was. You didn't drop a bomb straight up just to get it out.
Yeah. I should have.
Really.
Yeah.
Thanks, Oz.
Alrighty. Cheers.
Lots of fun.
It was great. And I don't know, it's very important to me to tell you how much of a good job you did in there. I was really proud of you. I could tell you were kind of a little bit nervous beforehand.
Yeah, I was freaking
and
out.
so was I was peeing my pants all weekend, and I had like speed poop going on and everything.
Oh.
But you were just, you blew me away, actually. It was a very happy day for me, too. Congratulations to that. And I don't know, I just can't help, everybody knows I'm gay anyway, so I might as well just cry, but on our way back home, I cried like 3 times, just randomly, out of happiness.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to cry on the show today.
No, I won't.
She cried on the way there.
Yeah, on the way there, we're listening to the station.
It's like, why don't we turn this radio station on, we'll see if your promo's on. Of course, as soon as we turn it on, Justin's on there doing the promo.
Yeah, that recorded promo. Daniela starts bawling.
Weeping in the back seat.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm really proud of you.
Thanks very much.
And she was running around, taking pictures all over the studio. It was
yeah, the furniture was great out there in the little waiting area.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, yeah.
It's the studios are amazing over there. I mean, it's like the Death Star or something. These big walls, blue lighting.
It is.
You feel like you've got to really do a good job.
And you had the little room for the groupies out on the side.
Hey,
yeah, that's great.
We don't want groupies.
What about that hot board op, though? Oh, my God.
Evie?
Marcus, you're talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about Trip.
I'm talking about Marcus. No, I'm not talking about Marcus.
Marcus is good.
Evie wasn't
He's a
hot,
good guy.
though.
Ooh, man.
Evie was like 12 and not hot at all.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with an older girl who looks young.
And like 5'1" tall.
And she was hungover, too, which was the beauty of it.
But she came in with food.
Yeah, she did.
We'll have to put her on the air next time. I didn't know you liked that, Sean. Yeah.
Hey, just.
I put in a good word for you.
Thank you. Can you work on that, please?
Yeah.
No, that would be just illegal, Sean. She could not even drink the beer because she's under 21.
Actually, I'll check the ID next time.
Yeah.
There's an amendment against that.
We'll pass an amendment then.
You've got mail.
We did get lots of feedback this week about the BN show. Let's get on topic here, huh? Okay. Everybody's very excited. It was very exciting and lots of fun. Thanks to everybody for doing that whole thing. Sean, you made it happen, man. I don't know what I'm going to do if I get somebody in there who doesn't give me feedback. If I get one of those quiet guys.
It's a slug.
I'm in trouble.
One-word answer.
Yeah, then I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, tell me what your best beer is. IPA. Okay.
Up next.
What makes it that?
12 after the hour.
People buy it.
We'll go to break. Yeah. I'm going to miss you in there, Sean. Might have to get you back sooner than later. All right.
You know what? They got people at the gate, though, and they just won't let them in.
Yeah.
Unlike here.
Unlike here. Let everybody in. A little bit of feedback. The biggest hate mail I've gotten in a long time.
Oh, you like that.
Yeah, this one's angry. Justin, not that you even think about us here in the Midwest. Oh, California is just a place to find craft brew, blah, blah, blah. Heaviest fag lisp he can find, he types in there. Listen, asshole, this is a cool thing. Check out this link. And he gives me the link to surlybrewing.com. Open your eyes, dickhead. California isn't the only place to find good beer. Minnesota is a place to find damn great beer. Pull your head out of your ass once in a while and look around. And that's Tim from Minnesota.
Hey, California is a place you want to be.
I think he loves you, man.
Don't get angry at me just because your state's like the Antarctica of the U.S., man. You're just pissed because we're in the sunshine. I didn't say that it's the only place to get good beer out here. It's just the best place to get good beer. What do you want from me? You probably have good beer in Minnesota. I'm not saying you don't. But per capita, come on here. Let's face it, buddy. Just because of your angry attitude, I didn't even check out surlybrewing.com yet. But I will, and I'm plugging it for you now. www.surlybrewing.com apparently has great beer out there in Minnesota. So,
at least he's doing that. He's drinking good beer and not drinking the Bud Meal liqueur.
And that's what's important.
And giving you shit about it.
The next one says, Justin, I wish I could bash you for something you've done because I know you really like it. But I always learn something no matter how long it takes. I just had an idea. You're using ProMash now, so haven't you thought about getting the author of the program on the show? He could spend lots of time on hop utilization profiles alone. That's from Kansas Slim. Yes, I absolutely have thought about that. It is a great idea. I've just started using ProMash, and it is a somewhat elusive program, so I would like to get him on the show, and I think, John, you're going to work... Chicken Boy's with us today, by the way. John, you going to maybe work on getting ProMash in for us?
I have called him, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He doesn't return?
No return call yet, so...
How many times have you called that he doesn't return?
Twice.
Yeah?
It's all right. Well, we'll work on it.
Will you get a message?
How about everybody on the BN network shoot him an email and tell him how much we want him on here?
I don't have to work anymore. Just everybody else call him.
Do you get an answering machine or like a person?
I left it with one of his reps because I think he owns a brewery too. So.
He's got people?
Yeah.
Nothing, huh?
He does it on the side. It's a side gig, ProMash. So he's just a programmer by heart.
Well, we'll plug his brewery too.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do both.
He'll come up. He was interested when I took Jeff Donovan's his name, I believe. So.
Okay. Let's see. Next one is about a lot of nice things. Love the show. Makes the drive better. Then he says, next and more importantly, we need to get Justin to make the leap into all grain. I'm telling you, it's painful listening to the Ray Daniels show and hearing him try to get 10 gallons from half extract and half mini mash brewing techniques. The BN needs to look up this guy out in Oregon by the name of Denny Kahn and have him on the show. He will simplify everything you need to know to get Justin on an all-grain setup. See, I'm just like Justin. I'm cheap, lazy bastard who likes good beer. And all I do is single infusion batch sparge brewing. I'm telling you, all you need is $30 to $40 worth of equipment to do all-grain and to add the current equipment to add to the current equipment you already have. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think the BN should hook up Denny Kahn on the show and have him do a single infusion batch sparge. Cheap and easy all-grain BN Sunday live show. All right, point taken.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
Well, it's in the works to drag Justin into All Grain. So, fear not.
End of next month.
Yeah.
Kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming.
Well, when Oz comes out here, he's not going to let me not do All Grain.
Exactly.
He's basically forcing me to do it.
There'll be pictures taken.
Hey, Jay and Johnny P., the shows are great, and I really respect Doc's input. He's a genius. But get a damned buzzer for him when he's hammered.
That's why he's got the button for my radio, or my microphone. It says, Doc, you're off.
The Doc's off button. Fuck me, do I repeat myself like that when I'm buzzed? The man is like a frickin' human palindrome when he's drunk. And then he's got, in parentheses, Doc Slur. This is you, Doc. The brewing chemistry of water needs to be adjusted so that when you adjust it, you're basically changing the water's brewing chemistry.
So I understand now.
My first job was at the Department of Redundancy Department. And I've just kind of been there.
Yeah. So, I like that line that he put in there. That is funny.
You know what? People they keep saying, get Doc hammered. Doc's not hammered enough. Get him more hammered.
Yeah. It's a fine line with you. They can't figure out what they want.
Yeah, they can't figure out what they want.
He says, anyway, I love him. Does that make me gay? But I won't frickin' cuddle. He says, all right, that's it. It's been a long day at work, and I drove home on disc 3 of last Sunday's show. Had us swimming with thoughts of recipe formulation. I should finish this pale ale and get to bed.
If you get
Put a cowboy hat on, we'll cuddle.
Yeah, if you get Doc drunk enough, he'll cuddle with you.
I believe it. And last email from the Vinny Puppet. Hey, asshat, I'm not sure if you've been aware of this, but you suck ass. I've been
all from a puppet.
All from a puppet. I've been surfing around beerpal.com, and they, in fact, confirmed your suckiness. Beerpal.com is the best website ever, dude. You should sign up. By the way, congratulations on you and John's first anniversary. I was surprised to hear that gays can marry in California. F you, touch this, the Vinny Puppet. It's not that anniversary. John and I's anniversary isn't until another 6 months or so.
It's actually Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The BN anniversary is June 4th at the 21st Amendment, and we're going to be doing some beer naming stuff with Sean here a little bit in the show because we've got our own beer on tap at that party. 21st Amendment, June 4th, starts at 3 o'clock. The FM show will be airing in there from 3 to 4, and then we'll be doing our own show live from the 21st Amendment from 5 until who knows when.
So what time should people show up?
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is the meet and greet. Like I said, Sean's going to turn on the FM show up on the balcony there where we're going to be hanging out and just kind of mingle and meet and greet, get your buzz going, have a couple brews.
Get your drink on.
I will be back there by 4:15 and also hanging out with you guys for the 45 minutes we got before showtime.
You're doing like a lot of racing around. Is that your Sunday plan now from now on?
You know, it's not.
I'm doing the show. I'm racing back. I mean, we drove back here. It was insane. I was like, there's no way we're going to make this.
It's absolutely not my intention. If I had a choice, I'd obviously move the shows around, but this one's staying put. It's been here. It does great. I don't have much control over the other one as of yet, so there's not much I can do. I just have
it's
to
a lot of fun.
around.
It was, actually kind of adds a little bit of excitement. Can we get back before 5?
Yeah, it was definitely.
So, Sean, are you ready for this big anniversure party?
Oh, I'm ready. You better believe it, Doc.
You got a beer ready?
I got a beer. That's not my beer.
Whose beer is it?
It's the German lady across the way.
I'm surprised you didn't bring us a barrel tap.
I actually brought you a sampler, a growler from
You did?
the fermenter.
Yeah.
Sean is so well prepared, just always. He's a professional.
I just bring my own material.
Let's talk about the beer.
You want to taste it already?
6.45%.
Yeah.
Is that right, Sean?
Yeah, about 6.5%. Do you want to try it now, or?
Nah, I want to wait.
Okay.
All right, let's wait then.
But
just till after the break. We'll try it after the break.
We got to work out a name for this thing pretty soon.
I think what we're going to do is try. I haven't been through all the names in the forum. I want to pick out the ones that we really like around here and narrow them down during today's show. Because, listeners, your name in this beer, we're going to take what you guys put in there, put in a couple suggestions of our own if we need to, and I want to let you guys call in later in the show and give us your votes for the names that we narrow it down to. So I'm going to try to do that at the break, and we'll get that ready because we need to get this thing named. We're not doing a show next Sunday, so it has to be done.
Yeah.
At least has to be narrowed down by the listeners this Sunday. Today, and then we'll finalize it during the week. Sean's got to print up menus and stuff like that, and Big,
gotta get
big
fired
banner
up
out
to his
front.
people.
I gotta get to my people.
Yeah.
So Justin's Ass Hat Ale isn't gonna make it.
No, we can't do that. It's got to be nice. It's got to be about the Brewing Network.
But we're all gonna be thinking Justin's Ass Hat Ale when we're drinking it.
That's definitely the secret name. Do I have to FCC myself when we're doing the live show from the 2-1A?
Yeah, I can do whatever you want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to, F-bomb the whole time. I'm just wondering if I really got to worry about it. Because we are going to
I'll tell you what, when you're upstairs and you're doing your, you got the board up there and all that, and you look down, you see a couple little kids down there that are kind of crying, and they look up to you and go, Mommy, he just said fuck.
Yeah. I'd be like, come here, kid.
And he has no pants on.
Kid, I'll put you on the air. You can say fuck, too. Come on, buddy.
You're in the 21st Amendment. You can say fuck.
Yeah, that's right. So the 21st
you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
No, just pass that little coin jar around. You got to throw a quarter in.
Yeah. You just keep your pants on, Doc.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
No. Everybody wants to see that.
That's disgusting. We got to take a quick break. 800-400-401.
1-800.
What station is this?
1-888-401-BEER.
Thank you. We'll be right back. It's the Brewcast.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
The Brewing Network, saving your life.
One beer at a time.
Party at the Brewing Network. It's the Cider Show with Vincent Stern from Two Rivers Cider Company.
Say hey, Vince.
Howdy.
Where are you located, Vince?
We're in Sacramento. The mill's up in Apple Hill, up right above Placerville in Camino.
Gotcha.
California.
Very nice. Nice track down here for you. And how far do you distribute that good stuff?
Right now, we're pretty much, the local region.
Okay.
We're self-distributed, so we basically go as far as we can drive in one day. Which is about 2 hours.
Okay. And that's the way to do it. Everyone's got it. You got to get it going. A couple of questions for you already from our listeners. They wanted to know which cider you were pouring at the Boonville Beer Fest.
We brought our new Pink Lady, which was kind of a limited edition. We got a hold of some great Pink Lady apples.
Okay.
Real high sugar, good acid. And we did small batch. I think we ran like 750 gallons of that.
Oh, okay.
And then we also were serving our pomegranate cider up there.
Gotcha.
Which has been a huge hit.
Very nice. If 750 gallons is a small batch, how much is a big batch?
Oh, actually, that's 3 batches.
That's 3 batches.
Yeah,
I see.
We're definitely a micro cidery.
Okay.
We process 8 barrels at a time, so 250 gallons.
Oh, that's great, though.
Yeah.
High quality, low volume.
Yes.
You got to watch every little bit of it when you put it in there. Well, I'm going to tell you, as we go on through the show, our listeners have really been asking for this show for a long time. We're definitely a beer show, but a lot of home brewers are doing the cider thing, and word around the campfire is that you're the guy to ask. So we've been just waiting. They kept asking, when are you going to do the show? When are you going to do the show? I got my ears were bleeding, and I just said I don't want to do the show till we get a hold of you. So I'm glad to have you with us today.
Thank you.
And what is it? Is it just tworiversider.com?
tworiversider.com is our website.
And you can click the link right off of our main page because we've got them up there, a little Two Rivers Cider logo if you want to go check it out. It's a nice website and all the information that you need. The phone number's right there, prominent. So you want to find out how to get the stuff, you just call them right up. But not today, because we're going to get them drunk before we send them home.
Yes, we are.
You got to drive back to Sacramento tonight?
Okay. No, I'm staying in the area.
All right. Yeah. Vincent's going to be doing just fine. Another listener question come through. Are you supplying cider to BJ's Bar and Grill?
No, I'm not.
You're not the cider person there?
No.
We'll give him a call for you. Hey, BJ, get the good stuff on tap, will you?
We can work it out.
Now you're gonna. I'm also gonna be honest with you. As much as our listeners do the cider thing and they want to know, I'm not a cider fan. I never have been. So I'm counting on you to change my evil ways.
Pull him over to the other side.
Yeah. I'm really interested in the process. And as I've looked over our listener questions that they posted in the forum for us, they really come up with some great questions, which has made me even more interested in the cider making process, because it's a different thing. And so that part I'm absolutely happy to be talking to you about, and I'm kind of into it because of that. Drinking-wise, you're going to have to sell me on a couple of these ciders you brought with you. You did bring some goodies for us.
I sure did.
All right.
Absolutely, Justin.
It's going to be very easy to sell me on a cider. I love it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Especially, what's this? This pomegranate? I remember when I was a kid, man, pomegranates were like the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
They're fun to eat.
Is that a new product for you, the pomegranate cider?
Yeah, we came out with it towards the end of last summer, something we had in development for almost 2 years. Okay. And it was a trick to produce.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many runs did you have to get through till you got something you liked?
Oh, gee, that's a good question. We were doing small batches, just testing it, and I was getting pomegranates from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
The fruit of the juice of the pomegranate.
Okay.
It's a lot of work opening up those pomegranates, and
yeah, because it's like every little seed, right?
Seed. Yeah.
I remember that. I loved them, but it was a pain in the ass to eat every seed. And so you have someone else do the juicing.
Yes.
Do we grow pomegranates in California?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah? Good ones?
Great pomegranates.
No kidding.
2 different types.
Okay.
That I know of.
What are the 2 types?
One is a kind of a white fruit.
Okay.
And the other is a red fruit.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
For you, Justin, that's big and small.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that cider's...
Left nut and right nut.
That cider's amazing. It's at the 21st Amendment, we just fly through it. I mean, and our cider sales, because we've been buying our cider from Vince since we opened.
Okay.
And I've known him for a long time, and when we put the pomegranate on, it's now, I went from like 1 keg every couple weeks, now 3 kegs every couple weeks.
No kidding.
Huge.
People liking that cider. That's good for you, man.
Yes, I like this newfound popularity.
How long you been in business?
We're looking at 10 years in July.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I'm guessing that a long time of those 10 years were a rough road, jumping into the scene.
Yeah, the first 10 years of those 10 years have been a rough road.
I'm going to say that around here, and I've just met you today myself, but Two Rivers is really the name in cider around here. There's not another big cider company, like you guys. So you must be doing something right.
I think, we're making good cider.
That's the key to success.
Yeah, our process is a little different than the other commercial production cideries.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's funny because when I talked to Sean about opening a business, he didn't say he had to brew good beer. He just said they had to have a place to drink it.
Yeah, you don't have to make good stuff. You just have to have a place.
Yeah, as long as you got.
Is it the chicken or the egg?
You never know. That's right. Which came
I can
first?
Answer that.
Chicken boy knows. Absolutely. No, I don't have my little chicken boy thing ready for you.
There you go.
Chicken boy.
I'm curious. So, how is your process different from other cider making companies?
I would say, number one, we don't use any sorbate to preserve our product.
That strips the yeast out, right?
That sorbate is used as a preservative.
Oh, okay.
And we don't use sorbates. We don't use any added sugars or concentrates during fermentation.
Okay.
We don't post-pasteurize our product.
All right. So you're going Reinheitsgebot on this cider.
If there's such a thing in the cider world, yes.
Then you are.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Definitely.
It's one of the things I was talking to Sean about, too. It would have pissed me off if he said, oh, yeah, we use all this watermelon fluff stuff. But it's got to be real stuff. And I'm... Listeners, you guys, know how I am about that stuff. I'm a big sissy, and I want it to be natural, and I want it to be organic, and I want as much as possible. So I'm glad to hear that. And I think that in brewing in smaller batches like you do, is that kind of how it enables you to use the real fruit all the time and not the added sugars and.
Well, I wanted to come out with a product that stood alone from the other cider companies.
Okay.
And in our process, we're just more concerned about the quality than the cost.
Okay.
And with the cost of our production and the cost of our product, it kind of we had to cut out the middleman. We're self-distributed,
right?
And that way, we get to keep that little bit of extra for ourselves.
Good for you. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Or put it back in the product, which is important too.
That's true.
And then we've had craft brewers come in and talk to us all the time about the self-distribution route. It allows you better control of your product from the time it leaves your brewery to the time it hits the...
absolutely.
So that's good, too.
Yeah. And make sure we load it into the walk-in. We don't leave it outside in a warm, drafty room.
Put it out in the garage. I'll ship it tomorrow.
Exactly.
No, that's good, and you're right up our alley with that, because even though homebrewers tend to be cheap, like myself, we will spend a little more on quality, so that's a good thing to know that you guys are focused on that kind of thing. I know that some of the questions I have already are about, where homebrewers, and including yourself as a professional brewer, get the good stuff, the good apples they want to know, and what time of year, and where should they be finding them and ordering them, and, how many different... Let me start with this, because then we can pick the fruits as we go. Okay. How many different styles of cider are you guys brewing?
Right now, available to the general public, I think we have 6 to 7 different ciders. We usually come out with a new seasonal cider, and we also do our harvest specials, where if I find a real good apple, we'll do a single varietal.
Oh, okay.
Right now, the Pink Lady's been a big hit.
And where do you get those apples from?
The apples, I work with Barsotti Ranch up in Apple Hill in Camino.
Okay.
And they basically buy the apples on the open market. They have an 80-acre apple ranch.
Okay.
And we usually go through their apples from the ranch in about 2 weeks.
Wow. That's a lot. In small batches, you guys are brewing, but you're going through a lot of fruit.
We go through a lot of fruit, but Barsotti's are a juice company, so they also go through a lot of fruit.
Okay, I gotcha.
How do you choose a good apple?
You have to know your apples.
Yes, I've learned a lot about apples.
Yeah.
We are what I call our run-of-the-mill cider, our draft cider, is a blend of anywhere from 4 to 6 different apples. And we blend the apples for acidity. You want a high-acid product. We also like the sugars high.
Okay.
As well as some aromatics in there.
Why do you want a high-acid profile in there?
Well, it has to do with keeping the pH down.
Okay.
A higher-acid apple is going to have a lower pH. It's more ideal for longevity.
Okay. I gotcha. For some reason, I would have thought it'd be the opposite. The more acid, the higher the pH. That's just because I'm stupid?
No, it's the other way around.
It is the other way. Okay. It's because I'm dumb. Okay.
I like to say ignorant.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, where does bacteria die at, Doc? I mean, what pH level is it? Like 4.2, 4?
Yeah, in the 4s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the pH on your cider usually?
Oh, I'm not happy if it... I like to keep it about at least not higher than 3.6.
Okay.
All right. You pasteurize the juice before you ferment?
No.
No pasteurizing for you?
No, we have in the past, but right now, no, it's straight. It's just fresh pressed apple juice. Sure. It does not go through a pasteurization.
It's all natural.
See, I like just fresh pressed apple juice. You could leave it right there for me, and I'd be buying it from you right there. Like, I just like the apple juice.
Just a plus with you with alcohol.
I guess you had a little alcohol, and I don't know why I've not jumped on this bandwagon, Vincent, because it sounds like it might actually be right up my alley. Again, I'm retarded. Do you grind your own apples? And if so, well, do you grind your own apples?
No, like I said, we work with a press operator. If I was to set up my own press, it'd be a huge operation. It would probably a multi-million-dollar investment.
Oh, wow!
And I prefer to focus on fermentation, and production.
Absolutely.
Leave the growing to the farmers and ranchers, and the pressing to the press. Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
So, but do you kind of do you get to go and pick, what fruit you want and say that, like, this is the apple for me, it's the one I want you guys to do, or can you trust those guys now that you've been working for them to recommend which apples to give you?
I would say yes to both of those questions.
Okay.
I do pick and choose my apples, like our Pink Lady. That was something we developed. But Mike Barsotti up at the ranch he just has a great palate, and his commercial fresh juice is perfect for making hard cider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that something that people can order, you think?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I work with our local homebrew club, Gold Country Homebrewers in Sacramento, and every year I'll supply juice for the club.
Okay.
And then they do a club project.
Oh, nice.
And then I come and evaluate it and, help them troubleshoot.
Right.
Yeah. And
because I know that a lot of our homebrewers out there doing the cider, they're really concerned about a high quality fruit juice or even just a high quality fruit that they can press themselves. So I'm wondering if you got any .coms or anything that any sort of a resource that they might be able to phone and get that kind of juice directly. Anything like that?
Well, with the homebrew club, I have no problem picking up juice for them
and bringing it to them.
Basically I say drop some clean cornies off with me.
Okay.
I'll fill them.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no markup. I'm just trying to help people make cider.
But it's all wholesalers that you're going through then, so they're not really doing direct to these guys. You got to be the middleman.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't live near an orchard or an apple grower, something that they can actually mix what they want.
Right.
We're on a small batch basis where we are as home brewers, we got to go with what we can buy almost with juice.
Right. Yeah. There are some local presses, some smaller presses that will sell you juice in bulk for home cider making.
Okay.
And how will we find them possibly?
I would say search the internet. You're not going to find anything in this area, but up in Sebastopol.
Oh, okay.
As well as down in Watsonville.
Isn't like Washington the apple state or something? There's got to be like a Washington apple deal, right?
Yes. Yes.
You guys get any of your apples from there? Or you all you do?
Yes.
Because Washington apples, right? Like that's the famous apple, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right. Crotch Rot, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
Hey.
Justin, you did a great job today. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, brother.
It was
Appreciate
fabulous. It really was.
Yeah, wasn't he?
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was professionalism to the T.
Crotch told me about when he talked to me, I think it was last week, and he said it's a good show, and I said, well, thanks for sticking around, and he said, well, listen, I'm not going to stick around if it's a bad show, so you don't got to thank me. You did a good, the Brewing Network show is good enough. That's why I stick around. So, Crotch, let me ask you, will you listen to the FM show again?
Yeah, absolutely, I will.
Oh, good, good. So it was all right then.
and I have a question for your guest tonight with ciders. I actually tried my first cider last night.
Drinking or brewing?
Drinking.
Okay.
You've never had one before last night?
I've never, ever had one before. And in lieu of tonight's show, I wanted to go ahead and try one.
Attaboy. Great.
And I was afraid that apple cider would be like a wine, and I just do not dig wine. And so I just bought a single. And it was refreshing. It was crisp. I really enjoyed it. And so that got me excited about tonight's show.
All right.
One thing I wanted to ask, though, and with your guest is, how do you control the dryness factor with it? Is it the yeast strain you use? What is it? Because, I live in Florida. You guys know I live in Florida, and it's hot enough around here without drinking something that makes you thirstier.
Right.
And the one I had last night was not dry at all. And it was pretty, like I said, it was crisp and refreshing. And so how do you control that?
All right. How do you get that in the homebrew, Vincent?
With your yeast strain.
This was a commercial one I tried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeast has a heck of a lot to do with whether or not it's going to be crisp or dry?
Yes, it has almost everything to do with the production.
Okay.
Do you use beer or wine yeast?
We use a champagne yeast.
Ah. But that's a typically very dry yeast, isn't it?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And that's what you want?
That's what we want.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the other cider companies use.
Okay, fair enough. So to counter that dryness, then, is it then really matters about the fruit to get the sweetness, or?
I have, without giving away all all my secrets.
Oh, come on.
Okay, here they go.
Wow, you were the easiest guest that's ever sat here.
They all say that.
Yeah. We ferment our cider out to total dryness. It actually comes out to like negative 0.5.
Okay.
And with most of my ciders, we will add fresh juice back to the product.
I see.
Which, in my case, because we filter, we can usually avoid a secondary fermentation.
Mm-hmm.
But as on the homebrew level, it's a little trickier.
Okay. Because you're going to wake that yeast right back up by adding the fruit juice.
Give them food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you use SO2 to strip the yeast out so you can sweeten your cider back up as a home brewer? To kill off all any yeast or live yeast that can be an active ferment?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you could.
Well, I don't think we'll stop. It'll slow down the fermentation.
Or you go into using the sorbate like he doesn't want to.
Right.
Which will inhibit the yeast from fermenting anymore.
Correct.
Okay.
And at his level, he wouldn't want to do that, but at our level, we might want to.
Right.
Because we don't have the big control he does.
Right. My feeling is sorbate gives a mouthfeel that I don't want to see in my cider.
Okay.
It penetrates the tongue.
Yeah.
And if you've drank ciders that use sorbate for preserving it, you can only drink one or two because of the viscosity on the tongue.
Man, who needs that?
Yeah.
You need a few.
Absolutely.
Especially in the cider. What's the average alcohol content of a cider?
Our ciders come out to about 6.2 by volume.
Ooh, that a boy.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like 3 to 4 or something.
Oh, no.
Man, am I dumb.
No, the one I had last night was 6.5.
Was it really?
Yes.
Wow.
No wonder you liked it.
I tell you, I haven't even tasted Vincent's stuff yet, and I'm already flipping. I've already gone. I might start brewing cider, and it's quicker too, isn't it? Yeah. Can't you ferment cider faster than beer?
It's about the same length of time.
Is it?
Yeah.
So like an ale?
Like an ale, not like a lager.
Not like a lager, but like an ale. Yeah. So you can do it nice and quick. What about aging? You got to age this stuff?
We do have a product now that we're aging in wood.
Okay.
It's our dry oak cider, and that actually comes out to about 8.5 by volume.
Now, see, this is where... Now, Crotch, here's where I see what you're saying, and especially with the high alcohol content of where you would think that cider's kind of like wine and has a wine sort of a taste.
Right, and I was even thinking along the lines of a wine cooler, and I don't dig those either.
Yeah.
And, because they tend to finish somewhat dry. And I just don't dig wine. I never have, and I've never developed a flavor for it. And the stuff I had the other night was just, like I said, it was crisp and refreshing. It wasn't dry, and I don't know. I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What was the name of it? Can you're sort of...
Yeah, it was Jack's Hard Cider.
Oh, Jack's. Gotcha. Yeah, is there a difference between cider and hard cider? I mean, I know I've had cider when I was a kid, so is that the difference? Cider's just a juice, and hard cider's alcoholic?
In England, a hard cider is just referred to as cider.
Okay.
And if you're drinking cider in England, you know you're drinking hard cider.
Okay.
Here in the United States, we tend to call cider hard cider.
Okay. And that means that it's an alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
All right.
And I was wondering, too, because there's no apple orchards around here in South Florida. For when you're going with fruit juices, what I've read, because I actually started reading into it after I had the one I had, was no preservatives whatsoever because it kills the yeast. So I mean, it's just unpreserved fruit juice okay to use, or I mean, is it really? Do you need to have the fresh apples?
Good question.
I think you can use either.
So if you're using fruit juice, is it okay if it has preservatives in it?
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking. I apologize.
It's all right.
I thought we were talking. I don't know why I'm thinking.
Well, both.
No, I thought he said, "Can you use juice or do you need apples?"
No, he asked both because if you're even if he's buying fruit juice, you can buy fruit juice with no preservatives or fruit juice with preservatives. And then again, when you're buying the fruit, So either way, can you use juice with preservatives in it?
I would not.
Okay,
you can.
Okay,
but the issue is it inhibits yeast growth. So you have to pitch a really, really big pitch, and you can get over that point. But it's so easy to find juice that has no preservatives. You just might as well go for that, and then you don't have that hurdle to get over.
All right. I feel about that.
And my last question was, every time I've ever brewed a fruit beer, clarity is a big issue with it. You got all the pectins going on. Do you run into that with cider? I mean, do you have to add a lot of things to it to clarify it?
We use a pectic enzyme, which helps break down the pectins, which will help give the cider a clarity.
Okay.
And we use that during fermentation.
Is that something that's available at homebrew shops?
Yes, every homebrew shop carries pectic enzyme.
Is that all it's called at the shop there, John? Pectic?
Exactly.
Pectic enzyme, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you use that, and then what?
Well, aging a cider, as a home brewer, if you can age your cider, it's going to clear.
Okay.
You're definitely going to get a clear product. Our dry oak cider is unfiltered, and it's crystal clear because it sits in that oak so long. Sits in the oak, and it comes out perfectly clear.
How long does it?
Yeah, how long are we talking in that?
Our oak cider now is spending about 6 months on wood.
See, that sounds good to me. Little oaky flavor in there. That sounds like did you bring any of that?
I did.
Yeah.
You got to take a break here.
Boy. We actually do have to take a break.
3 days.
Yeah. Jump in the car, Crotch Rod.
So, Justin, 6 months with wood is good.
Yeah. Hey, you don't have to tell me, Doc. Thanks for the call, Crotch.
I got one more question.
Shoot, go for it.
If you guys got time.
Go ahead.
When I finally do make my cider, I'll probably end up force carbing it. What's the general volumes of CO2 that's acceptable for a hard cider?
Good question. I had that from somebody else too.
You know, I think that really matters on the individual. Some people like a very carbonated cider. Our Two Rivers, our carbonation level is a little lower than the other ciders. I think it affects the mouthfeel again. So with a little less carbonation, it gives a better palate feel.
Okay.
French cider usually is highly carbonated.
Yes.
Oh, is that right?
And English cider is usually flat or slightly carbonated.
Look at Chicken Boy bringing it strong.
Yeah, he is.
All right. You know, and I've noticed that the ciders I have had, they do tend to be much more flat and much more like drinking an English ale than like drinking an American beer that has more carbonation. So I can see that it's just a preference. I would prefer to have it much more carbonated.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Okay.
What about you? Where do you guys keep them at on average? Do you change it?
No, well, actually, it depends on the product. The dry oak is lower in carbonation than our other ciders.
Yeah.
The other ciders are fairly consistent.
Okay. You're going to learn real quick, Vincent, that half the things I say I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm going to end up drinking yours. It could be completely flat, and I'm going to go, oh, yeah, that's much better. I got no idea.
The funny thing is, Justin was I'm not really into ciders. And now he's just, where is it?
Yeah, now I'm chomping at the bit for a cider. Thanks, Crotch.
Hey, you guys rock, man. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Appreciate the call, man. The good Crotch Rod. You all right, Daniela? Yeah. What's wrong?
The previous show, man.
She's so happy about
she still worked over the other
show, and it's.
I'm not even insulting you in the chat room tonight. I told everybody I'm not going to insult you for one night.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. It must have been a good show.
Just do it for 1 hour.
Everybody now thinks you're going to get happy tonight, like late and stuff. But I told them, no, I'm not that happy.
The good show wasn't that good. Well. What can you do? I'm going to drink some cider. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, I do have your questions in front of me, so don't worry about that. 888-401-BEER is the number. Vincent Stern from Two Rivers Cider Company is with us tonight.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Back to the Brewcasters.
Brewcasters. The Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Welcome back to the Cider Show with Vincent Stern from Two Rivers Cider Company joining us today and changing my mind about the world of cider. And our man Crotch Rod, too. He's changing his mind already. Had a couple last night. And if I know Crotch Rod, he got hammered on the stuff, too. And that's what we like to hear around here.
I bet that wasn't his only alcoholic beverage that night.
Yeah. Probably not. So Daniela wept just before the break. On that note, though, I did want to make a comment real quick. You know, Doc, we get all these things all the time. People thanking us and giving us a lot of praise and love the show and great work on the show.
Yep.
It's not so often that I get to say it back, but I do want to point out a lot of you listeners out there in the past week have been even more supportive than some of my closest friends in this whole deal. I got a phone call yesterday from a listener who just said, "Hey, I want you to know I'm thinking about you, and I'm going to listen to the show, and I know you're going to do a good job." And I mean, this is a person I've never met. I've spoken to several times, works with us on the BN, but I've never met him. And a lot of these listeners are that way. You know, the guys you hear call in all the time, we know each other over the microphones, and they still have taken the time over the past week to really lend their support and say, "I'm with you, you're going to do good, you deserve it, I'm happy there's more programming." And it's been absolutely overwhelming. Danielle and I sat down last night and went, holy cow, it's overwhelming the amount of support these guys give the Brewing Network.
It is. It's amazing. It's become just a family.
Yeah.
Well, it's very close. Everybody cares about everybody else and how this thing succeeds.
Absolutely. And to be quite honest, the listeners are the only thing that keeps me really going after a year, because I work a very tough job. I work like 60 hours a week anyways, and to be here every Sunday is sometimes tough. And to hear you guys burping and farting and being offensive and
you love it.
Harass me sexually and all that crap.
No, you got a beer named after you. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
What more do you want?
No, I love our listeners, and they charge us.
They're awesome. And I wanted to just take the time to say that all of your support, individually and collectively, is so much appreciated and means just as much, if not much, much more than us doing the show for you. So thanks for that.
Big round of applause for the listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is for you guys. And keep it going for you.
Just for another hour we'll do this.
Yeah.
That's our show.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My man Vincent's got a line of beer in front of him, or cider rather, in front of him. So whatever you want us to try first, it's you're the man.
Well, I think I'm going to open up my latest favorite, which is the Oak Barrel Cider.
Okay.
And
that's the one we've been talking about here.
These are coming out of bottles, but you can't get Two River Cider in the bottle commercially.
Can you only get it on tap?
We're just draft right now.
Okay.
We are definitely going to put it in the bottle.
And
you are?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and we're going to start off with our dry oak in the bottle.
Okay.
And once again, the reason we're not in the bottle is we don't use the preservatives or
you just don't have the shelf life. You can't do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, it kept refrigerated has an indefinite shelf life.
Right.
But I can't control what the retailer does once they get my product. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
In fact, I got a point to make about that, too, that somebody else has said in here. Let me go to the phones here real quick. Push Eject, you're on the phone.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Push Eject from our forum. I've seen him in there a few times, and first time calling in, I think.
Yeah, but don't hold that against me.
No, I won't. How are you today?
First of all, Doc, I got to say I'm sorry about the Doc slur letter earlier.
Oh, that was Push Eject. That's right.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because it's like Doc's not hammered enough. Doc's too hammered.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, man. I love you hammered.
So does his wife. He passes out.
The funny thing is, I really don't drink much during the week, if at all. And
you got to make up for it.
I save it up for in here. And last week I needed it.
Yeah.
We're counting on you.
Oh, good, good.
If I lived up there, man, you'd be my dentist. There's no doubt.
I went to it for the first time this Friday, and I felt so good about that because I'm sitting in the chair, getting my teeth cleaned, not by Doc, his hygienist.
Scary, huh?
And I'm yelling over to the other room, "Hey, Doc, I need a home brew." How many people get to sit with their dentist talking beer? That's pretty cool.
And then I just kind of lean over the next week. Heard him.
If most of our listeners were in California, Doc, I think your practice would be overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think so too.
No doubt.
Are you?
So, I have a question for Vincent.
Go ahead.
So we're in Southern California. We're down here in the LA area. Can we get your stuff anywhere down here?
Not yet, sorry.
Not till you bottle it, maybe, huh?
Well,
How far south do you go?
Santa Cruz, California. That's as far as. That's not quite to Southern Cal. Sorry.
It might be worth the drive back up here, though.
Yeah. We're having some growing pains right now. Our facilities.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. So we're maxing out, but we're looking at new fermenters and possible expansion actually in Santa Cruz, where we might be doing I'm looking at a brandy project. With,
you know what? That's a college town, man. You can hook them young.
All right, yeah.
Look at you, man. You're the guy who puts the Camel Light billboard out in front of the high school.
It's the cradle to the grave mentality.
Hook 'em young. It's a good point, though.
Ex-smoker.
Me too. 5-6 years or something like that. I can't even remember.
Nice work. Yeah. Congratulations.
So I'm drinking this the oak-aged one.
Yeah,
here.
it's a dry oak cider. It replaced my dry English cider, which the difference was the English was also an aged cider, but it never saw wood. So this, like I mentioned...
kind of like Daniela.
Hey, that sucks for her, man.
Everybody in this room just paused right when you said that, Vincent. We were just like, who's going to say it first?
Figured I'd save you guys the trouble.
Not to you, Daniela, just to the general
I was
joke.
more making fun of me than you. You kidding me? So, Vincent, all right, that's it. I flipped. It's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm real happy with the dry oak.
It's really nice.
And if you look at the clarity, this is unfiltered.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It is crystal clear, guys.
Yeah.
It's you can see right through. I'm looking at Vincent through it right now. It does have the higher carbonation, like I just asked for, so that's nice.
Actually, this is a little bit lower than
your regular one, because to me it doesn't taste low, it has a low carbonation.
Yeah. It's high in acid. I think it's giving sharpness to it.
Yes. And it's got just enough oak in it where it's just not. I'm not licking the inside of a cask.
No, we didn't want that, and it took a while because we had to condition the barrels.
Okay.
Because we did use new barrels.
I was just say, is it new oak?
Well, it's no. It's reconditioned barrels where they strip the barrels, and then reburn them.
Okay. What do you got? What's going on there? Push eject.
That's my daughter. I'm walking around with her. Sorry.
Shut that kid up.
He's multitasking.
No, I'm just kidding, buddy.
No, he's multitasking. He knows what's important.
Give her a little taste.
I should let you guys go, but I have a homebrew-related question.
Do it.
Okay.
So I'm not a big cider fan, but my wife is and always has been.
Okay.
We took a whack at mead a while back, but someone told me once you've used your gear for mead, don't ever use it for beer again. Is that true about cider as well, or?
No.
Their only concern is root beer.
Yeah. Root beer, or if you're going to go to lambic or you're going to use some wild yeast kind of things, then you don't want to go back. So no, you're fine.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Cider beer interchangeable.
Yes.
It is. Yes. You clean and sanitize everything.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a problem.
And you're using regular yeast. You're not using wild yeast, Brettanomyces, or anything that's going to get stuck in there that you don't want. He's using champagne yeast, so you're good to go.
Oh, so there you go.
I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. If you could go to our website, tworiversider.com. Give me a call, and this goes for any of the other listeners out there.
We'll be careful.
I'll walk you through processes to make it at home.
Oh, that's great,
to make it good.
Thank you, Vincent.
That's an awesome offer, and the number really is right there on the top of the website, which you can click.
And we're going to flood you, man.
Yeah. Hey, do it. Yeah, you got to be careful.
I look forward to it. I really do. I really enjoy working with homebrewers since that's my background as well.
Great.
Awesome.
All right, Vince, you're already welcome back anytime you want. You don't even have to call.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, what's your kid's name, Push?
Well, there's two of them. We have twins, Parker and Annalise.
Parker and Annalise. How old are those kids?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How old are they?
They're a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Hey, my son's name's Parker, too.
In 20 years, I hope they're tuning into the Brewcast.
We're still around.
Well, they can tune in less than 20 years. They just can't tell us that they're drinking until it's been 20 years.
Can they homebrew at 18?
You imagine how Doc's going to sound in 20 years doing the Brewcast?
He won't. Yellow will tell you in Germany, man, you only have to be 16 to buy it yourself.
I know.
Exactly.
It's a better place on
We're
earth.
going to move the office over to Germany.
Germany's like Disney World for adults.
For your liver.
That's
Nudity
right.
and free beer.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate the call.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
I had a question for Vince. Do you get any type of micro-oxygenation going on with your cider, and do you think that helps clarify your cider long term because your yeast absorbs that and it helps clarify it?
I try not to let any oxygen get in my cider once it starts fermenting.
Interesting.
Oxygen, in my opinion, is the enemy.
Right. And that'll help brown it or just oxidize it?
No, it'll age it, it'll turn it.
Okay.
This is the same with beer, right?
Yeah.
Were you thinking, John, that you actually...
like a wine, I'm thinking of.
You actually
the
have
wine,
to
you
add.
want that. It helps flavors and things round out. But in a cider, I was kind of curious about, you have skins, you have sugars, so I was curious. So
Good question. And you're saying, no, do it like a beer. Keep the oxygen out.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, this one, it does have a highly champagne type of flavor to it. You definitely know you're using that champagne yeast. It's definitely dry like a champagne. And I think that the big difference is, and maybe I'm stating the obvious, but you get that sweet fruit thing going on. And on this one, a little bit of the oak flavor, too, that makes it a lot better than a champagne. You know?
Well, thank you. And this is actually the cider that I tried to produce and market when I first started 10 years ago. But because of the competitors with a sweeter, more apple-flavored cider, when a consumer went to taste the cider, they said, well, this doesn't taste like the other ciders.
Right.
It's not supposed to.
That's the point.
You know?
Thanks very much. But that's a tough road to take, because if you look at ciders, the stereotype is, let's face it, the stereotype is that it's a chick beer. You get a fruity kind of a drink, and you're right. If you
sweet and nasty,
sweet and kind of the beer guys aren't going to want anything to do with it. So that's a tough road for you to take, to say, you know what, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do it that way.
And I've definitely succeeded into not just being a chick cider. There's I have a large percentage of my consumers are men.
Okay. I believe it, because look, I'm thinking of the champagne toast at New Year's Eve. I may never touch a champagne bottle again. I'd much rather be toasting this stuff than.
There should be a keg of Two River cider at every wedding in California.
It really should, and it fits right in. I'm thinking that people are going to go, "Wow, how much did you have to pay for this champagne?"
Yeah.
And they're going to go, "Oh, a lot."
It might make for a fun date.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the percent on this guy right here?
The dry oak sits about 8.5% by volume.
Okay.
Ooh, that's why my face is kind of feeling red and hot.
Drink at your own risk.
Sean, what do you guys carry over at 21st Amendment?
We carry his pomegranate cider right now from Two Rivers. And I've actually, when we were first opening, I had them all clamoring, all the other cider companies. And I tried them all. I tried the Whiters and a couple other big ones. And not to sit here. I mean, Vince is a friend of mine, but it was hands down, and it was exactly for what he's talking about right now. It wasn't sweet. It didn't clow. It was just a nice, dry cider that had the flavor of apples, but it had the dryness and the alcohol that I think people were after. And it's a phenomenal cider, and it's doing really well. I mean, the pomegranate, like I said earlier, big seller. I mean,
we gotta
unbelievable.
get to that too, yeah. I've said this to you, Sean. You and I have talked about it. I actually think it's a very similar principle as with your wheat beer, because you don't want to have a glass of watermelon. And with a cider, now that I'm drinking this, now I realize why I don't like those ciders. I don't want to have a glass of apple. If I want apple juice, I'll have apple juice.
Right.
So you want a subtle backbone of the fruit of your choice. And that's what's going on here.
This is a good thing, too. A guy goes into a brew pub and he wants an IPA, and his girlfriend's, I don't want to drink. And she'll usually want to have a white wine, something like this. This is a great alternative.
Yeah.
This would be great in a glass. Your girlfriend really happy with having this.
Doc, are you saying it's a new date rape drug?
Yeah.
You dirty old man.
Little roofie,
What's wrong?
Little roofie cider.
or Doc's boyfriend.
Yeah. A little Two Rivers roofie, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, I was drinking this oak cider, and
I was looking at his butt.
Hey now. And then you told us how high the alcohol was, and I was like, oh my God, I got to drive back to Berkeley.
Yeah, not for a while, you don't. Natty, you're on the air.
Oh man, I just wanted to also say that it's phenomenal. Speaking of the word phenom, I think that is, your new title. It was just, I was listening in here in Berkeley to your broadcast on the Free FM, and it was just great radio.
Thanks, brother.
I had to say that. I
Appreciate
didn't want to call you before this week because, stressful. Imagine, you're terrestrial now.
Yeah, that's very strange. I'm no longer extraterrestrial. I was
You look like one, but
terrestrial. I appreciate that. Natty, our ex chat room operator during the Lunch Meat show, he had to get a real job, and we're real bummed about that, Natty.
Yeah, it sucks humping it for the man.
Yeah.
I really wish that I could come back to, I don't know, somehow being a free man again. But, in the meantime, it's all about the cash.
It is. I wish I had learned that lesson, actually, that it's all about the cash. But
I think it's going to happen for you, though, anyway.
Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Why don't you just get in your car and head up here and celebrate with us after?
That sounds like fun. We're
all right.
paint, and I'll be over there.
All right, I'll see you in about 2 hours. I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts.
You know where we live.
All right.
All right, goodbye.
Thanks, buddy.
I got a question for Vince.
Do it.
Are you worried about temperature control at all when you ferment cider? As far as temperature range? Or?
Yes, just like in making beer or making wine, you definitely want to watch your temperatures during fermentation.
Now, are you striving cold or low, like 60s or high 60s?
Or just steady?
Steady, definitely. Our fermentation takes place at about 72 degrees.
Okay.
And we try to keep it at that during fermentation. It will warm up naturally. And the tanks, our fermenters right now are not jacketed.
Okay.
So we're still pretty much a natural product. We don't control the fermentation temperature.
Yeah.
Once it starts to ferment.
So when is harvest season for you?
Well, it's interesting. Of course, the apple harvest season, the early apples will come from Sonoma County in the valley. And they'll start coming in at late August, usually.
Okay.
And then you have harvest pretty much through October.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my favorite apples are California apples.
Right.
Really?
My favorite apples are from the Barsotti Ranch, where the mill is.
You're not just giving them a plug? You mean that to California?
Oh, no, I get nothing for plugging the Barsottis.
Yeah.
They don't need my plug. They're very successful.
See, that's interesting, because, I know we have a lot of great agriculture in California, but I didn't know that we were an apple mecca.
Well, we're not anymore. Even up in Apple Hill, what you see, and it saddens me, you see a lot of the orchards being chopped down, and they're planting vineyards.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's just a better cash crop.
Sure.
So you see a lot of the apple production going to, in Washington.
Yeah.
Another great apple region up north of San Francisco would be the Sebastopol area.
Okay.
Where they grow a lot of Gravenstein, which makes a great cider.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
to try that one.
So
too.
when should we drive up to Sebastopol to get our juice?
The Gravensteins are also a fairly early apple. I would say maybe early September. And of course it's going to vary with the weather.
So early September and Can we make a good cider from all Gravenstein?
Absolutely. I actually brought an all Gravenstein with me today.
Oh, great. That's the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished mine. Can we open another?
Well, sure.
Justin, you just don't like cider.
I know, it's terrible. I'm having a horrible time on today's show, and I'm hating that I have to drink all this cider. It's good stuff.
Do you worry about nutrients at all in your cider, or do you add any back?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The French do their cider quite a bit differently than when they do it, where they actually starve it for nitrogen.
Right.
And they end up with they have two different styles of cider, at least two that I know of.
Okay.
Dry and sweet.
And why do they starve it? Lower nitrogen?
Lower nitrogen means a slower fermentation. The apples don't go through, the juice doesn't go through a complete fermentation.
Okay. So residual sugar's left behind then?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this smells like Gravenstein.
Gucci, you're on the air, buddy.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing real good. What's happening, man?
Hey man, I just want to tell you, man, the show today was really, it was adequate, man. It was great.
Thank you.
No, we're all proud of you, of course.
It was at least adequate.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was adequate. You know.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I almost peed my pants. It was a good time.
Cool.
See, it's
Thanks.
not only me peeing my pants. Other people are peeing their pants too.
That's because I'm old. What's your problem?
I peed my pants. I just didn't say anything because there was a DJ sitting down there after me.
I peed
too. Gucci going to make it out for June 4th still, or what?
Yeah, I'm definitely on the track. I was just talking to Oz, and it looks like we're going to happen.
All right, cool.
So, yeah, actually, I'm going to bring the big girl in. I'm going to bring the jet in. So maybe
to the 21st.
Well, not the 21st. Maybe the air base.
Okay.
Will be outside.
Nice. Gooch is coming in.
What are you flying in?
Well, finally you did it. You finally got a cider show, and of course I had nothing to do with that.
We were going to bash you so much if you didn't call in or show up in the chat room. It was going to be the I Hate Gucci show.
Well, unfortunately, you should have gotten my cider, but I found it on my doorstep.
They returned it?
Yeah.
Because they found out what's in it, or it just didn't make the trip? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't know that it didn't have enough.
What did it say on the box?
Yeast samples.
But what did it say when they returned it? Did they say we can't ship out alcohol, or didn't say anything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sperm samples.
There was nothing that really said why they returned it. It just said return to sender. So
you should have just said none of your business.
Yeah. This is the first time I've heard of that happen. Everybody's been able to do it so far.
It's best just
first time
don't
for me.
say anything.
I'm a little concerned about the second round, so I'm going to try the homebrew comp. So I'm going to try a different carrier. I won't say who it was.
Just don't say anything. Just tell them it's a Christmas gift to your niece.
That's funny. He's like, I won't say that it was FedEx. But I'm going to use a different carrier next time.
Yeah, I won't say that.
Now, you want me to get a job with them, don't you? I ain't going to say who it is.
So what are you flying in?
Well, we're supposed to be taking the DC-10.
Oh, yeah.
Am I going to get to fly that plane too, Gucci?
Oh, yeah, sure.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to sit on his lap.
Sit right here.
This is the cockpit.
Oh, chicken boy.
Allow me to clear a place off for you.
Yeah, those are the instruments.
And this is the autopilot.
Twist those dials.
Built-in reverberator.
This is where you have to jump in, Justin, and protect me.
I got nothing to say. It's funny.
You just like your
You
cider.
wanted to be the co-pilot.
No, Justin's going to be the whole pilot.
Yeah. I'll be the one.
Actually, believe it or not, I actually have a question for Vincent.
Do it.
Go. Cool.
I have 55 gallons of cider that I'm trying to, I wouldn't say save, but to improve upon. I've split it up between different batches.
Okay.
And one of the batches I made was a New England style cider. That it is. I just did a refractometer on it, and it came out to be about 11% ABV, and so it's pretty much jet fuel.
Yeah.
And yes, I have tasted jet fuel before, so I know what it tastes like. Can you give me any tips on blending? Try to make it a little more drinkable. I know that you said that if you're not filtering, then you might have to use metabisulfite or something like that.
You want to try water?
Just put water in it? That's perfect.
No, that's Vincent's not saying that.
No.
I wouldn't water it down. I might consider putting a lower alcohol cider and blending it with something like at 5%.
Okay. I did freeze some cider for top offs that I have, but I'm just kind of curious. Have you blended any ciders? And then if you blend, is there any tips on what you're sort of tasting for? Because I've never done any blending. You just let it ferment out, and but now I've got so much of the cider. 55 gallons is.
It might make a good sizer. Make a mead. Yeah. And blend it with some mead.
Honey back, yeah.
Yeah, Sizer's good. You could play around with that.
Unfortunately, the Sizer's at about 14%.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You like it strong.
So do
I don't like it. Well,
you don't want it that strong. I've never made a New England cider. I'm familiar with it. But we at Two Rivers never made it. I'm not sure if my license would allow me to make it.
Well, the only difference between the New England cider is that you're adding the brown sugar to boost the sugar and to add the raisins in to give it some complexity as far as tannins and things like that. Right. So, but it's not just that. I've had different batches that I've had. Actually, the nice thing is I did make a raspberry cider, so it came out fairly nice. Yeah.
Using fresh raspberries?
Absolutely.
Oh, great. I'd love to taste it.
How the hell you end up with 55 gallons of cider, Gucci? I think that's the real question here.
He's flying it in.
A little importation.
Did I lose you?
A little importation.
Importation.
Yeah. No, I drove up to Massachusetts, and I have a trailer and a truck that has a big diesel engine, and I could drag that stuff back. So.
Say that again.
I see.
Massachusetts.
I got me a trailer and a truck.
Hey, just because I'm living in New Jersey doesn't mean I'm from here.
What exit?
Nothing wrong with Jersey.
7. Oh, I like that one.
My pops is from Jersey. Brooklyn and Jersey. He's from both. How does that happen? How much more screwed up can you be? You're from both Brooklyn and Jersey.
Just look at you, man.
You're pushing it, man.
55 gallons of cider. All right, well, hey, good luck with that, Gooch.
All right, one last question. Vincent, have you done any wild fermentation with your cider? Or are you usually knock it out and use yeast instead?
When I first started, I did some small-scale wild fermentation.
On purpose?
Yes, yes, just to see what would happen. I must have experimented with probably 20, 30 different yeasts. And actually, I liked the stuff that was a wild fermentation, but there's no consistency.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I mean, as a home brewer, I would recommend it. Just, if you're going to do a few batches, do a wild fermentation, do a controlled yeast, and play around with your yeast.
What does it taste like in the wild fermentation? I'm thinking like some super sour stuff here.
It had a unique flavor, definitely.
That's what they say when I give them my beer, Vincent. It has a unique flavor. Yeah. Good work.
Were you trying for that?
I mean, is it like a Belgian, like that kind of a sour thing happening, or?
I was thinking it would be, but no.
It wasn't?
It wasn't. It was, I think it must have got some Brettanomyces in it, and kind of had some butterscotch flavor.
Okay.
It was interesting, but it wasn't something I think would be commercially appealing.
All right. Did you finish the batch?
I was just doing small batches. Yeah.
His face says it all.
Yeah.
He's not really
not too happy about that one. But you said you should try it as a home brewer.
Absolutely. Try everything as a home brewer. That's why we're home brewers.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, try it all.
Doc.
I had a friend in Sacramento. He brews large scale home batches like yourself, and he went to the Rubicon Brewing Company in Sacramento and got some of their ale yeast, and he made a fantastic cider. And the next year he tried to duplicate it, and it was unpalatable.
Oh, right.
And I don't know where he went wrong. We used the same juice, the same yeast. I don't know if his temperatures were off. I actually think his second batch was infected.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it just, he loved it. He said, taste this. This tastes like the toffee, butterscotch, something.
Yeah, buttery.
And
what did you say when he was all happy about it?
I couldn't even swallow it.
Did you spit it out?
I just said...
At least you're honest.
Yeah, water your lawn with this stuff, Bert.
See, that's it's tough enough to tell somebody their beer's not good. It's a lot tougher when they go, check this out. I mean, this is the stuff.
Yeah.
And you drink it and you go, oh.
Yak.
That makes it much worse.
I've seen Jamil do that. Try this, and
it's funny.
He drinks it and he looks at me and his eyes get real big.
Yeah.
And he's so polite.
Yeah.
And I know that look.
I'm going to piss in the bottle and serve it to him, see what happens.
Oh.
That'd be funny.
You know what? As nice as Chicken Boy is, I absolutely believe that he would do that.
That's funny. Here, try my light lager. I warm pitched.
You got to carbonate it, though.
Yeah.
Jamil would probably tell you that, you're diabetic and you really need to get some more vitamins in your system.
Hey, according to Justin, Lisa's sterile, right? Anyways.
Thanks, Gooch.
All right, just as long as that beer doesn't taste biscuity. See you guys later.
We'll work on that one.
Gucci getting the last word.
Yeah, he is.
All right, here's what I want to do, Vincent. I got a bunch of questions from the listeners in front of me. So in no particular order, I'm just going to start shooting them at you so I make sure everybody gets their stuff answered.
Sure.
Let me ask you first, what's this one that you just poured us?
This is Gravenstein. This is about 2 years old.
Okay.
Or young.
And that's the apple.
Yeah.
Gravenstein is the apple.
Yeah, Gravenstein comes from, I think this is a Sonoma County apple.
Okay.
And I would love to do Gravenstein year round, but it's a very limited production.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as the Gravs I got this year were very low in sugar. So I chose not to do the Gravenstein because I couldn't. I don't want to mess with anything that's under, say, a 13 bricks. It just doesn't taste very good.
Really?
Yeah. You got to be at least 13 bricks.
Is that trial and error that got you to that point?
Yes.
Really?
Everything is trial and error.
Okay. I don't read.
Yeah. I don't read. Ain't no cider college out there.
I didn't go to Cider U, dickhead. I got to try it out.
That's an interesting point, though. I mean, from year to year, how do you deal with, different brick levels in your crops?
Yeah.
What do you do as a
He takes
company?
a bite, and then he takes another bite.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Would you save some from the previous year just in case? To blend
No,
it?
I don't have the capacity to save that. My press guy knows that I won't accept any juice that's under a 13 bricks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
establish yourself.
So, and that's why he blends.
Okay.
Well, this is a very nice cider. It's very appley, right from the nose. And you're drinking it. It's not sweet and cloying, but it's very apple cidery, where the other one was very champagne-like.
Exactly, and that's a good point, Doc. The other one had the real strong champagne yeast characteristic, and this one had much more of a sweet apple taste to it than that dry champagne taste. It was a very different cider.
Definitely.
Now I know why, since we've been doing the show and everyone is coming in. Sean said it and Vinny said it when he came in here. Everyone says, yeah, you had to get Two Rivers in here. They're the guys. So they were right, man.
I think from show 1 we've said that.
Yeah.
I think Chris was in here on the first show and he said, Two Rivers, make it happen.
All right, let me fire some questions at you here. I assume this may vary, but maybe in a general sense. They want to know, what are your average starting and final gravities for cider?
Okay, like I mentioned, we don't want to start with anything less than the 13 bricks. Now, our average bricks is usually about 14. Right after harvest.
10:58.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the conversion.
Yeah. You like that? I love it. Both John and Doc, I point and they do the conversion on demand. I love that. All right, so 10:58 is what we're looking at. Okay.
About that.
Okay. High gravity.
10:56.
Yeah, it's well normal for an ale.
It's not exactly straight over, but
5.5%.
So what could we say? Could you go as low as 1050? Could we say from 1050 to 1060, or do we want to say 1055?
That's 12.5 bricks. So he said no.
So higher than that.
I've made cider at 12 bricks.
Okay.
And it's
lackluster.
Lackluster is a good description.
So about 1054 would probably be a good range.
Between there and 1058, we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we could get apples at 16 bricks, I would love it. I mean, the higher sugars do make a better cider.
Well, let me point pose something here. Is let's say your apple, you crush everything, you get your juice, and you're at 1050. Can you add some sugar to that? Just a little bit? Would that, to boost it up? Is that adequate?
As a home brewer, you can definitely add sugar, add apple juice. I actually just found a keg that I had actually used a 2-row barley to
raise the
but
sugar.
that wasn't a commercial. That was just something I was.
But no, we're talking about on the farm here and making it work. I've added frozen apple juice.
Goats.
Yeah, exactly. I've added frozen apple juice. The little cans of frozen apple juice.
Minute Maid?
Whatever I had. And it's concentrated, it's there, it's sugar, and it's apple. And it really works.
Sterile, too. Yes, it does work. It does work. And if you do get as a home brewer, if you get a juice that is lower in alcohol, you can always boost it with...
You can?
Yeah, we don't at Two Rivers.
Of course not.
We won't. We played with it. I think a lot of the other cider companies will use concentrates.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, without really spying on them, I'm pretty sure I'm the only cider company on the West Coast that uses 100% fresh pressed juice.
You hear that? Vincent says he's the man.
He's organic.
Don't you mess around with those other concentrate dudes. You go to Two Rivers.
Awesome.
I like that. You don't be afraid to say that, Vincent.
No, I'm not. We're real proud of our process, and
good.
We have there's not any secrets because there's nothing to hide.
Right. Well, but as a home brewer, as Doc's saying, we tend to not have it down to a science all the time. At least not all of us, Doc. So you're saying it's not so bad to throw in a little concentrate if you miss your gravity.
Oh, absolutely not. Okay. And I think one of the unfortunate part of my process is I don't allow myself to adjust it. So at the say late August, when the apples start losing their sugars, their acidity, I don't adjust the sugar.
Okay.
You
leave it as it is.
I just leave it as it is. And
see, I don't think that's a downfall.
Do you let them ripen to a certain point where you're happy to at the sugar level?
Ideally, yes. Okay. Ideally, you want to press your apples at their maturest level. When they do harvest apples, they usually harvest them a little young, so they have some shelf life. My dream is to own my own, of course, huge cider ranch where I can grow real cider varietals and make all the different single varietal apples.
Right.
Or ciders. Right now, I'm kind of left at the mercy of the market.
Unfortunately, but that's a great dream to have, man.
I like it.
Yeah, it really. I'm thinking that would absolutely be just a cool way to make cider. You get it all right there on premises.
Right.
About any idea on how many types of apples there are out there? We eat so many that are in the supermarket, but there's a lot out there that we never see. Because,
hundreds.
Yes, just hundreds.
Hundreds. Absolutely, yeah. And in California, we probably have about a dozen apples to choose from.
I think that's one of the hardest things for a lot of new cider makers is we always hear about, you got to blend your apples. You got to have so much of this, so many acidic apples, so many sweet apples and stuff. That's a little tough for us to do. We don't live next to an apple orchard.
Right.
I got a lot of weeds.
Yeah, like you. Yeah,
you really do. By the way,
get a mower back there, buddy.
Yeah,
but
make a weed cider.
We can still make a pretty good cider out of what we can find.
Oh, definitely. Well, like I said, the single varietals work good, but the apple itself, if you're going to make a single varietal hard cider, the cider has to meet everything. It has to have the high sugar, the acid, and aromatics. Those are the three kind of things you look for in an apple.
Okay. Say them once again. The three things you're looking for.
Acidity, aromatic, and sugar.
Okay.
So you want high acid then for lower pH?
Yes.
For long preservative?
Yes.
Okay.
And the tartness.
Well, I like the tartness. And you'll notice if I took my ciders to England, and one thing that was commented on was they all felt my ciders were real sharp, real acidic.
Okay.
That's my style.
And they were happy about that or not so happy?
English ciders, the real scrumpies, the stuff that you don't see commercially produced, go through malolactic fermentation. So they start off with a very high acid apple.
Okay.
But then it's aged longer.
Yeah.
And the malic lactic acid fermentation, just like in wine, will soften the acidity.
Okay.
So do they induce that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but we haven't even talked about that malolactic. Do you do one yourself, or is it wild? Do you inoculate a malolactic fermentation?
No. I don't want my cider to go through malolactic fermentation.
Why not?
I want the acidity. I want the sharpness.
Oh.
See, I like it because I like the champagne yeast that's dry, and then I like that acidity that you're talking about to counter that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't just dry up your tongue then. It really it adds another feature. Oh. So I dig that you do that.
Yeah.
Can you say something about the difference between a cider that's gone through malolactic and one that hasn't?
It's a good question, Doug.
Yeah.
I love you, Doug.
First, I don't think we have. It's not necessary to force a malolactic conversion in American apples because the acid's not that high.
Okay.
And so in England and France, where they actually grow cider or apples specifically for hard cider, they're very acidic, and so they have to soften it through the malolactic.
They have, just because of the high acidity.
Yeah.
So I have put one of my ciders through a malolactic, and just because I wanted to and see what would happen, and it did cut down on it's a different kind of tartness.
Oh, definitely.
It's a more mellow tartness when it doesn't. I'm not sure it was worth the effort. I really don't. It was another 2 or 3 weeks, and then I had to go and stop that, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go through the process, and from what I started with, and at the end, I don't know if it was really worth all that. And you're probably saying right when it was the American apples, maybe we don't need to do that.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Okay. All right, let me get the rest of this question answered, and then we're going to take a quick break. So you gave us the starting gravity. What are you looking at for a final gravity of your cider?
Oh, we dry it out completely. We dry it out to
less than 1.
Less than 1.
Wow.
Like.
Oh, is that when you were saying? So that's when you were saying you go for like a negative.
Yes.
0.5.
Yes.
Is nice for you.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't even imagine getting it down that far. Beer
doesn't go that low.
No, but wine does.
But wine does. Yeah. And cider does.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you go farther than that?
Yeah. But alcohol it has to do with the specific gravity and the alcohol. And
but it still depends on how much sugar it has in there to eat.
In wine, true -0 sugar is -1.5 bricks.
I see.
That's true 0. 0 sugar in an environment.
Okay.
So you're going to have 0 sugar, but you're also going to have the alcohol, which is going to dilute the whole thing, and you're going to get it down even below 1.
So your target is -0.5.
Yes.
And can we do that as home brewers too?
Sure.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. There you have it. Straight from Vincent's mouth at Two River Cider there. We got to take a quick break so that you can all go pee, and myself included. I do have all your questions in front of me. Hang in there, and you can call 888-401-BEER if you want to ask yourself. It's the Brewcast.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network. You're listening to 3 guys.
Excuse me? What about me?
Yeah, sorry. You're listening to 3 guys and 1 girl use a radio show as an excuse to drink more beer. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
All right, welcome back to the Brewcast. 888-401-BEER. If you want to ask Vincent Stern from Two Rivers Cider the questions yourself, feel free to call in and do it. Daniela's drinking the cider, liking it quite a bit. It's 8-something%, and that's making her happy. Remember the last time Daniela got hammered on the air, Doc?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, I'm planning on being hammered tonight.
Yeah?
I'm going to call in sick tomorrow.
Good for you.
might call in sick tonight.
You might be homeless next week, too, if you do that.
That's right, I gotta pay rent. Okay, I'm gonna go. But I'm happy to have more cider.
Okay. 4 more bottles.
Opening bottles of cider.
We're gonna open the Macintosh now.
All right.
Throw in my cherry over there.
Whoa.
Somewhere.
Whoa.
Papa
Cherry or?
Papa cherry.
Be throwing cherries around in the studio here.
Yeah, it's mine.
So Macintosh, another type of apple we're talking here?
Yes, Macintosh, unfortunately, is another apple that's almost becoming extinct on the West Coast.
Okay.
It's not a real popular eating apple. One of my favorite apples to make cider with, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. We'll be tasting that here. Is that what's coming out of this bottle here?
No, that's mine. That's a cherry cider.
Oh, this is Doc's cherry cider we're trying. Let me give you a quick rundown of the rest of the show, which is probably going to go long. Surprise, surprise. We still do have to taste the beer that Sean brewed for the at the 21st Amendment for the BN when we do our anniversary party June 4th. So we're going to be checking that out. I will still be running down the names of the beers that we have on the forum and letting you guys call in and give your vote for what you think is a good one. So keep that in mind. We'll be doing that. I do also have all your questions for Vincent still in front of me. I'm going to try to get as many answered as I can. I got to pound this cherry cider so I can get to that Macintosh there.
It smells like Macintosh.
Oh, it's the most aromatic apple out there.
All right, let me try the Macintosh there. It's going to be mixed with a little cherry now.
What do you think of the cherry?
The cherry's good, Doc. But see, that's kind of that's that real fruity one that it's not my thing.
I thought it was very
Doc's
tart.
has a lambic type character to it.
I think so too.
Lambic.
Yeah.
It's a great cider.
Thanks.
Doc, you did a good job.
Oh, there you go. Doc always does a good job. I'm waiting for him to bring in a piece of crap so I can tell him. Doc, that's crap.
This one has a lot more
Go
fruit
listen
than
to the
Macintosh.
archives.
A lot more body to it.
Yes.
Not as sharp.
I haven't even tasted the Macintosh one, and I'm smelling it. I want to take a bite of this apple.
This is what I'm going to feed to my kids. For sure.
Not my
bedtime kids. Have a pint of apple juice. Come here.
Yeah, put it in the sippy cup.
Services.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it in the sippy cup.
This is what I'm going to hand to my kids, bastards.
Oh, we got
good.
We got apple juice every night.
That's really good. The Macintosh
really
is
nice.
a great apple to make cider with. Unfortunately, once again, left to Mother Nature. This particular apple doesn't always get enough sugar.
Okay.
So this particular bottle is probably about 3 years old.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. You just had it sitting in your fridge the whole time.
Yep. Yeah, kept refrigerated, indefinite shelf life.
So how much different is it today than 3 years ago when you first were drinking it then?
Well, as my memory serves me, it's the same.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
So it's not so much. It's not like a high gravity beer, which will really change over a couple of years. You're not going to get a lot of profile change out of this.
You'll get some.
Okay.
Some. I have aged some ciders in the bottle at cellar temperature as opposed to keeping them refrigerated.
Okay.
And they will change in character.
All
right.
That cherry cider of mine's 3 years old.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It did taste like it aged.
It's 3 years old. It's always
very
been
nice.
It's always been cold. So I didn't keep it room temperature, but it's always been cold.
Was that your last bottle of it right there?
No, I got 2 more.
Ooh.
You're down to the last one. I keep finding new ones hidden places. I thought I was out a long time ago. And, oh, cool! Look at that.
Doc has to hide his own beer from himself.
Yes, I do.
I should take some pointers from you. It's a good idea. There was a time when Daniela would hide beers in the fridge for me, and I'd always pop back in there. Always be another beer after the party. Thought the beer was done. I'm like, hey, no, it's not.
Always a goodie.
Got a little secret right
Like
here.
the magic 8 ball.
You put vanilla in your ciders?
No.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, because I had this question that says, do you put the vanilla in before you ferment or after? But
Interesting. I think you will get, just like wine, you'll get certain characteristics from the apple.
Okay. Makes sense.
But he has no additives and no preservatives.
I like that.
It's all fruit, baby.
Organic. Let's see. Now, we covered this, but let's do it again anyway. Do you ferment cider the same as beer? 10 days in the primary, couple weeks in secondary, and all at room temp? Or anything different from that?
We used to go on a 3-week fermentation cycle, and we have a new yeast that ferments it to total dryness in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, exactly.
About 2. Well, we'll go minimum of 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll rack into our conditioning tank anywhere between 2 and 3 weeks. We just make sure it's finished.
And then how long are you going to condition it?
It basically conditioning is bringing it down to coldness, and then it could be from anywhere from 2 days to a week.
Because you filter.
Yes.
Okay.
And then how long it takes to drive over to Sean's place.
Yeah. To get it to the next place.
In the biodiesel truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All on corn.
We are green.
Everything's like. Do you really have a biodiesel?
Yes.
You got a biodiesel. All right, Danielle, are you listening to the show?
A biodiesel?
Look at, the guy's all Ryan Heinzgebut, and he delivers his beer in a biodiesel truck.
That's beautiful.
Can you use
really.
apple skins in a biodiesel truck?
Huh.
No, you use corn.
Chicken boy.
I think the chicken's got a
But
poop
that's a
on it.
great idea, John.
Well, if you use corn, why can't you use apple skin?
Vince, you should probably talk a little bit about your biodiesel thing, because he's actually, you know how he's doing like the cidery, and this is a professional thing, but he's kind of like a home brewer biodiesel guy. We've had conversations before where he talks about starting his own little biodiesel plant and doing the whole thing by himself. He wants to get off the grid, basically.
You live in a teepee and make your own clothes, don't you, Vincent?
I do own a teepee. I don't live in it, though.
Okay.
It's my guest room.
Fair enough. All right. Tell us the story of what's your biodiesel thing going on.
Well, you know, I'm definitely concerned about the future.
Okay.
And our dependence on oil. Mm-hmm. And being that I'm not only in the fermentation industry, I'm also in the transportation industry. I have to be able to get my product to my consumers.
Yeah.
And driving fossil fuel vehicles kind of interfered with my philosophy, my desire to, save the world.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So we started playing around. We bought a diesel van, and we started playing around with vegetable oil and had a few breakdowns. We were just running straight vegetable oil right into our tank.
As a fuel?
As a fuel.
So you did it yourself. You converted this truck,
I didn't make one conversion. I just started dumping vegetable oil into my gas tank.
Now, are we talking like Wesson oil here? Like you just buy it at the Safeway?
Or did you reclaim it from some guy's fry vat?
Both.
Okay. He would come up to my place and say, I got to go to the Smart and Final, which is a place to buy I don't know, like, what is it, 5 gallons of
right.
Wesson oil, canoil oil or something like that. And he'd be in the back of his truck.
So that's all you did was start to put vegetable oil?
I started with it, but I ran into problems with vegetable oil, so then I started buying biodiesel, which is waste vegetable oil that's processed. And it's pretty simple. I actually think it's as easy as making beer.
Really?
Or cider, yeah.
But you don't process it yourself. But you're saying maybe you could.
Oh, I definitely could, and we're working on it. There's a group of us in Sacramento that are all, alternative fuel aficionados.
And you don't have to make any conversions to the vehicle?
No. Not for running biodiesel, no.
Okay.
But if you're running straight vegetable oil, depending on the car or truck, you have to make some conversions. You have to preheat the vegetable oil before it hits your injectors.
Okay.
You also want to filter it.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's two different schools of thought on vegetable oil. Some people will process their vegetable oil before they put it in the tank.
Okay. Can't have like French fries and stuff blowing past
fish chunks.
Yeah.
If you ever get behind a car that's running vegetable oil, you think you might be following a roach coach or something
French
like
fry
that.
vat.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
Not at all.
It's a great smell.
Yeah. I love the roach coach, actually. Little chimichanga.
So we're still working on it. I have some friends, like I mentioned in Sacramento, there's different schools of thought. We have biodiesel people. You have waste vegetable oil. I have friends running straight vegetable oil.
Okay.
And I still haven't come to a conclusion on what's the best.
Which one is best for the environment?
Which one is best?
Now, what are we talking here cost per gallon now? Are you saving money, or is it more expensive to get your biodiesel than it is to get diesel right now?
The price of biodiesel is comparative to diesel right now.
Okay.
When you're running...
It's not cheap.
No.
Okay.
But when you're running WVO waste veggie oil, it doesn't cost a penny.
Because you're taking it from other places?
You're getting it free from the restaurants.
So that's kind of what Sean was saying, is that's what you want to do, is be able to get this stuff, process it yourself.
Right.
Ideally, yeah.
And ideally, and then run it in your vehicle.
There's a compound that you have to add to it, though, to break it down. So you can actually throw it into your engine so it doesn't hurt it. I don't know what that is, but you have to almost let it ferment in a large amount for a couple days so it breaks down the
It's actually shorter than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Chicken skin.
It's about a 3-hour process.
Yeah,
and
do that.
it's methane and lye. And you can recover the methane, so you only buy it once, and then you build a methane trap.
Yeah.
And
can I use this on a gas engine too, or is it just diesel?
No.
So
but if you want an alternative gas fuel, just distill your bad beer.
And that's a lot of bad beer.
Yeah, I can go for miles.
and you have a motorcycle. You never buy gas again.
What are you talking about? I can just pour bad beer into my tank?
I wouldn't. I'd
distill it first.
Distill it first.
Oh, okay. So you're just taking the alcohol. I see.
Right.
Straight alcohol. Doc, we ought to go into the distilling for my motorcycle business.
Beer hall, yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot more home brewed fuel.
Right. Oh, well, I think you're right.
It's definitely...
I hope so, and it's certainly the climate for it, isn't it? At $3.30-something a gallon.
Absolutely.
And we're not even talking about the environment here. We're just talking out of the pocket.
Yeah, I think the licenses for gasohol are going to go up.
Buy yourself
the number
a 55-gallon food-grade bucket, and do 55 gallons at a time.
Right.
It's cheaper than buying gas. So,
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Every time I see Two Rivers on tap where I'm at, I'm going to buy a pint now, just because I dig this thing that you're doing, man. I mean that. Daniela, you and I are both, whatever beers we want, that's fine. We'll go and get those too. But if we see Two Rivers on tap, I'm buying a pint. I mean, it's good anyway, so I don't mind drinking it. But I think that's friggin' awesome that you're doing that, man. That's a good deal.
I love that.
It's a big, what do you got, a big van? Is it a truck or just a big van?
Actually, we're running 2 different diesel vans now for deliveries.
It's a hell of a lot of pollution that you're saving us on right there.
We're trying.
And dude, I'm telling you, that's the future.
Yeah.
You can only go with business like that.
That's right.
I love that.
Sean, you're out of here. Vincent's the new guy. No, that's great, man. I'm happy to hear that. That's really awesome.
Let's get to the next
right, I'm sorry. I know Flufa, but that was a lot of fun for me. How about making Applejack from failed cider? If you mess up your cider.
What is Applejack?
It's whiskey.
Oh.
Well, it's fortified cider.
Well, it's not fortified. Applejack would be
concentrated cider.
Concentrated. It's a frozen distillation process. I don't know about the legality of making it. I certainly don't have a license to make it.
It's a condensation.
And my guess is, if you were to make it commercially, you would have to it'd be the same license for distilling.
Yeah.
But at home, it's very easy to make Applejack. You basically take and I wouldn't use bad cider. I would use good cider. There's no use.
Bad just comes from bad.
Bad cider should be thrown out. There's no way to fix it. You don't want to make vinegar out of it. Yeah. You don't want to make Applejack. You just want to
give it to your friends.
Give it to your friends.
Your goats.
Yeah. Yes.
Get your goats drunk.
But Applejack is a wonderful flavor, and at home, any of the home brewers listening, it's simple. You take we use like a plastic gallon cube.
Yeah.
And put it in your freezer. Put your hard cider in that. Freeze it overnight, and then take it and drain out the liquid. Your alcohol obviously doesn't freeze, and you end up with about, if I'm correct, it comes out to about 30 to 40 proof.
Okay, so this brings me to a question then, because one of the questions from our listeners in the forum, he said, I read somewhere that you're supposed to put your cider in the freezer at 32 and then remove the ice that forms, which will increase the ABV.
Right.
You're saying, but that's not what you do just to make a cider. That's what you do if you want the Applejack.
That would be Applejack, definitely.
Yeah. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can freeze it and take the ice out, or as he was saying, you freeze it and just drain off everything that didn't freeze.
Is it apple flavored alcohol
Of course.
that's left?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
You'd like it.
Yeah, I might try that. And so what are we talking? What's we're talking 80 proof there or something?
No, it's 40 proof.
Yeah.
It's 40 proof.
Or you can do it twice and get it up more.
Right.
You can keep doing it and keep doing it, but pretty soon it's going to get harder and harder to freeze.
I see. So you need more than that. Your
And
average freezer.
each time it's the alcohol and the constituents that don't freeze and the water does. That's how you separate it out.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he's wanted to do
the
that.
wheels are turning now.
Oh, it's delicious.
Is it really?
Oh, absolutely.
It's good stuff, huh?
Yeah.
It sounds good because I'm not a big fan of the liquor, the alcohol.
Yeah.
But if it's all like fruity like
It's
that, you know,
thick
what I'm saying.
very thick on your tongue.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but it does the trick.
I'm sure it does, Doc. Okay, how about this? How do you choose a fruit for pear cider? What are you looking for in a pear?
Well, pear cider for me was a challenge because our mill doesn't process pears very well. If you're pressing your pears, you want to use, you maybe want to blend them with some apples or use a cellulose during your press.
What is cellulose?
Yeah.
Sawdust.
Yeah, wood
It's
fiber.
a filter.
Wood fiber.
Okay. I had no idea. So.
Yeah.
Got to clarify that.
They use it as an addition to diatomaceous earth in filtration process.
The fruit squishes differently.
Right. Definitely. Pears were a nightmare. And we do make a pear cider at Two Rivers. We use apple as our base for our pear cider. There you go. Know all my secrets now.
Hey, I'm going to be asking you for a recipe anyway. The listeners always want a nice recipe, so if you'd give one to that. Bub, you're on the air with us. What's happening? You were on the air. You there, buddy?
Ooh, drunk of the week, baby.
Drunk of the week. All right.
Are you our drunk of the week already, Bub?
Oh my God!
You've come a long way since the last time we talked to you.
Has it been that long?
Is he in the bathroom?
No, it hasn't. See, here's the deal.
I can hear cold tile on your face.
Here's the deal. First of all, Desperate Housewives is on the TV, so I had to.
The wife is busy.
So he's not just drunk, but his pants are around his ankles.
No.
She is hot.
But the wife is busy now. He can do whatever he wants because she's in there watching that.
Oh, I see.
So shortly after I called you last time, I'm already getting yelled at for talking too loud. Shortly after I called you last time, I poured myself a 16-ounce vodka gimlet.
Excellent.
In honor of the cider show.
Yeah.
I didn't have cider, so I figured lime was close enough.
Did you put a pearl onion in it?
No, that's a Gibson, you dumbass.
Oh, damn it.
Jesus.
Don't make him angry, Doc.
drunk.
Don't make him angry.
He's an angry drunk. Yeah, okay.
Keep him talking.
Gimlet, lime, Gibson, onion.
Okay. You know, my brother told me that.
Okay. So, and then I drank that, and now I'm on my second one. And you know that you've been drinking too much when you
call the show twice.
You're drinking so you can be drunk of the week.
Yeah.
You got a goal in mind.
Yeah, when she says, why do you need another one? Because I'm going for drunk of the week, stupid.
I'm on a mission.
I'm trying to win something here.
Yeah.
Hello. I know I'm not even going to win anything.
Oh, it's the honor of being drunk of the week.
Yeah, you win the honors, man.
Exactly. Okay, I got to walk to the other room.
But you're setting the bar.
I gotta keep going on the cider stuff anyway, Bub. Call us back at the end.
Bub, you're setting the bar, baby.
You are. You're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're doing good work.
Okay.
keep walking. Keep walking.
Call back just before when I'm doing when I babble on too long at the end. Call us back.
You're not doing that now?
I was attempting not to. All right, I'm gonna hang up on you. Call us back.
Okay, bye.
All right, Vincent. I don't know what this question means, but I'm gonna throw it to you anyway. Are they live or still cider? The ones that you do. What is a live and a still cider?
Well, a still cider would be uncarbonated.
Oh, okay.
A live cider, my guess,
is either carbonated or still has active yeast.
I'm thinking active yeast. I've never heard that term.
I haven't.
Okay. I've obviously live beer.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
No, it's either live or still is what I always heard.
I'm assuming live.
Or no, it's still or sparkling.
Or sparkling.
Still or sparkling.
Yeah.
No.
What is this must, Daniela?
Yes.
What is must? What's must?
It's a wine thing.
It's a wine thing.
Yeah.
We call it wort. They call it must.
Oh.
Right.
But so is cider not called wort? It's called must, or it's called, what is it called?
It's juice.
Juice.
It's juice. Must would be wine that's pressed.
Okay.
And then before fermentation, like wort.
Yeah, we call it wort.
Apples. You could call it must, I guess.
Okay. Well, the question is, which I think has been answered because you're Mr. Au Natural, was the listener wanted to know if you treat your must with acid to treat your must with acid to lower the acid. Is what Daniela gave me as a question.
Well,
lower the pH.
Lower the pH, yeah.
Yes.
That was
the question. And you do treat your must with acid to lower the pH?
That's how we keep our palate consistent, is by adjusting the acid.
And what do you use to adjust the acid?
Yeah,
what kind of acid?
We're using malic acid.
Okay.
For years, we used an acid blend, and then we started playing around with tartaric versus malic, and we felt that the malic acid gave it a better mouthfeel.
Good. Because we always get choices on which acid we can acidify.
Yeah. The jury's still out on it. That's one of the things at Two Rivers. There's not I don't think a week goes by where we might not have some sort of a trials test going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our goal is to make the best cider possible, and we're not just going to stop and say, okay, this is fine, and keep consistent.
We're done, and that's our
recipe. We're constantly, doing our research and trying to figure out how to make the best cider.
We have a listener's cider.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I was trying to see if Daniela got that. A listener did send this in. Let me see the bottle on that one.
Lars did. His name is Lars.
Lars Wright.
Okay, so that one came in this week. There's another one in the door of the fridge.
Look at that. It's open already.
The other one's a mead. The one I'm serving is a cider.
Does the bottle look the same as that?
These two bottles are both from Lars.
Okay, there's another one from, I believe it was, what was his name that sent us all that great brew the last time we had it? Have a look at that one. It's got a label on it, because we got 2 ciders for the show. I was saving one. I want to make sure we get to both of them.
Saving one.
Because the listeners were, well, we drank his other beer on the show.
No, you had 2 ciders and you were saving one.
Well, there's this cider and then the cider he sent us along with the beer he sent us.
The one we're drinking now is a 1.5 years old.
Okay, great. So this is from Lars, one of our listeners, sent us this this week, if I remember right, just for the show. Wanted to make sure that we got to it for our cider deal. And Chicken Boy is pouring us a glass right now so that we can check out the match. As we get later in the show, John gets sophisticated. It's Jonathan.
Yeah.
It's not even John anymore. Jonathan.
I thought it was always Jonathan.
Yeah. So this is Lars, an unfiltered cider. I'm guessing by the.
It's got a great nose. It smells
wonderful nose.
Wonderful nose. It smells wonderful nose. Just like apples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was nice.
Here, I'll read the ingredients. 3 gallons of apple juice from Sea Canyon, near San Luis Obispo. A vial of dry English cider yeast, and is back sweetened and primed with Trader Joe's natural cider, and aged approximately 1.5 years.
1.5 years. What do you guys think of it? Now, Vincent, I want to tell you, before I throw you this question, the listeners send us this stuff for genuine feedback.
Okay.
So please tell him what you think about it, what you really mean.
Okay.
So as I asked the question, kind of around, what do you guys think of the cider?
Or if anything, what he might do to make the next batch better.
Or tell him he's hired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're hired. It's a wonderful aroma. I'm not sure what type of apples he used, but it's definitely very...
He said apple juice from somewhere.
It's all juice.
Yeah. But we don't know what type of apples
they came from, right?
From Sea Canyon?
Not familiar.
Okay.
It could be just whatever their blend was.
But the aroma is fantastic. When it hit my mouth, I felt it was over-carbonated.
Okay.
So it kind of took away from any flavor.
Okay.
As well as... the aftertaste was a little rough.
It's a little plasticky or something,
yeah,
right? Like a container type of a flavor in the aftertaste.
Yes, yeah. And I don't know if that because it's bottle conditioned, or the type of apple juice he used.
Okay. That would seem... I've had apple juice that actually has that aftertaste to it. It's actually usually that, because I'm real cheap.
Whether it came from concentrate,
it's that 35-cent apple juice that I buy all the time. And it has definitely a certain flavor to it that isn't the freshest flavor in the world. And I wonder if it might be the juice. I don't know.
I would think it's the juice. I mean, it's clean. There's no
badness.
There's no badness. There's English will like to like Brettanomyces in their cider. It's not a flavor I like.
On purpose?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got a gusher.
We did have a gusher.
Speaking of Brettanomyces.
It's a live one.
Yeah, we're opening our second cider that was sent
live.
to us.
Yeah.
Booby Brewer.
Bug Eater Brewery, whose beer,
Boog Eater.
whose beer, that's what I was trying to get out to you, Doc, was we tasted his beer the other day, and he sent along a cider. His beer was just awesome. We told the guy to keep it up. It was our feedback to him. But he sent in this cider to us also, which, upon first open, gushed a little bit, so we'll point that out to everybody. But Lars, okay, so a good clean cider.
I think it's a good clean cider. He should be proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything right. I think what could you change on it? Maybe where you got the apples or where you got the juice is probably it, because you did a nice clean fermentation. There's no bad flavors in it.
No off flavor.
What about that it's a year and a half old? I mean, is that?
I think it's fine.
Possibly?
This cider will age well.
Yeah.
I think this is a cider because of its. It lacks clarity, and in commercial judging, they would probably look down upon that.
It'd be frowned upon.
Yes.
Okay.
It has a nice flavor. I'd say,
but right off the bat, I smelled it and was just wow.
Lars is going to call in now.
Okay, cool.
There he is.
Wonderful smell.
All right, let's talk to Lars and see what's happening. Lars, you're on the air. How are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
We're drinking your cider here. You hear our critique?
Yeah, I did.
We want to know what kind of apples you used, or what kind of apples were in that juice. Do you know?
Actually, I don't remember.
Okay.
It's so long
I
ago.
don't take very good notes.
Your memory fades you.
You're going to have to talk loud into the phone for me if you could.
All right, is that better?
That's better, thank you.
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of apples they were. We, my wife and I took a trip up to San Luis Obispo, and there's this canyon just south of there, and they have a bunch of apple groves there. It's called Sea Canyon.
Okay.
So.
All right. Are you familiar with that area at all?
No, I'm
the
not.
Sea Canyon area in San Luis? No. Okay.
So
but that's where you got the juice from.
So you could just buy the unpasteurized juice from them?
Yes, it was just unpasteurized juice.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Did you take readings? Sugar?
No, it was my very first attempt at a cider, so I didn't take any readings or anything.
Well, I think you did a great job.
Yeah, it was nice.
Thanks.
And bottle conditioning is tricky with ciders because they don't always, with the low nitrogen content, you don't always get the secondary fermentation.
It actually wasn't bottled conditioned.
Oh, I thought it was.
You just bottled it after the fact?
Yeah, I counterpressure filled it off in my keg just a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So, but it's been sitting in the keg then for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I primed it in the keg with.
So, what do your friends and neighbors think of it?
Well, my wife and I were fighting over it a while back, so.
Oh, that's always fun. I wish you'd have done that on the air.
Fighting over the last one?
No, there's still a few bottles. I actually bottled some champagne bottles full, so.
Nice.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Oh, it's real good.
It's a nice one. I guess everyone's just saying maybe monitor what juice you use next time and where the apples are.
I think that's the only thing you could change and do the same exact thing you did and just change juices and see what you get.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the feedback.
Thank you for sending it in, man. That was really cool to do.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'm glad you guys got it.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right. Enjoy the mead, too.
Hey, we will. You can be sure. We got to, in fact, now that you mention it, Lars, we do have a mead show coming up. John and I are working on it, so we'll save it for that. If that's cool by you, we'll taste it during the mead show.
Excellent.
All right on, brother. See ya.
See ya.
Okay, so this other cider we got here now, this one's from Bug Eater, who sent us some amazing beers a couple of weeks ago. Let's see. I'm looking at it already, and it looks like apple juice. It's got the same exact color as a glass of apple juice, so I am already curious about what he used.
He just told me he opened a bottle of the same one at home, and his one didn't gush.
His didn't gush?
No.
Okay.
So
maybe we shook it up. So
maybe we did.
It's not sitting there gushing like my gushers did.
Right.
My gusher didn't just gush when you opened it.
No,
it
gushed for half an hour.
So maybe we jumped the gun by saying gusher. It could have been just shaken up. Let's have a taste here.
Wow.
What do you want to say there, John?
It's a gusher.
Yeah?
It's got a kind of a buttery caramel aroma to it, and the aftertaste is not really appley. It's more No, I'm screwed.
No,
but anyways,
go ahead, John.
It's got. I think it's contaminated.
It tastes a little like a liqueur.
Yeah.
You think it's contaminated too, Vincent?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say it's still drinkable if you got some friends that wouldn't mind hammering this. It's not a bad taste, but from what we've been tasting with all the other ciders, it's really not in line with that.
No.
It as John pointed out, it's really buttery.
Hey,
Justin. But it's got a lot more mouthfeel to this one. It just kind of lays on your tongue, a lot of cloying kind of sweetness to it.
Bug Eater, you're on the horn. What's happening,
Bug
brother?
Eater.
Yeah, Bob.
How are you, man?
I'm doing really good.
Right.
Really drunk tonight.
You know,
I was going to open a bottle of that cider earlier, then I ended up actually opening a bottle of blackberry cider instead.
Attaboy.
Well, of course I had to finish that.
You can't leave it open.
I must have had a sanitation problem with the one that you got, because the bottle that I just opened didn't gush at all. It was just great.
Yeah, but you're hammered.
Oh, yeah, I am.
That's definitely a factor to it.
Now, you could be, in bottling, there's definitely that, we've done little segments about sanitation here, and it could have happened. You could have just been a bottling thing. You coming out of the keg with this one?
No.
Yeah.
You are. So you bottled this out of the keg just for us, kind of a thing.
Right.
Okay. So could have been something in there,
A bad
possibly.
bottle.
Yeah, a dirty bottle.
Send us the dirty bottle.
You can tell. It got.
I know I'm bad.
I mean, it foamed up everywhere.
Yeah. Bug, it's not horrible.
No, it's. I'm going to go with Doc and say I would finish it and hand it out to a friend.
I finished mine. It's not horrible, but it just was not in line with everything else we were drinking.
John's giving it to me.
Yeah,
to finish.
you have to drink it all now, buddy.
No, I ain't happy.
Danielle and I are both going to finish it, Bug Eater.
It's.
Well.
Oh, well, that was the first batch of cider I ever did, though, too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, don't give it up, man.
Oh, don't give it up.
Oh, I have it. I've got another batch going right now that's really tasting pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it kind of has like a liqueur flavor.
Yeah, it's nice.
What apples did you use?
I like your cider.
Oh, well, thank you.
What apples or apple juice did you use, man?
It's pretty much a generic bottled apple juice. It's been pasteurized, but no preservatives.
Okay.
So I really have no idea what kind of apples
Squish them with your feet.
How about the yeast?
Yeah, what kind of yeast?
That batch had 1007. No, wait a minute. Let me look at my notes here. No, that one's got the Nottingham.
Is that a Y yeast thing?
No, it's a dry yeast.
Oh, I see. So that's just what is that, an English ale thing?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, an English ale yeast in there? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to finish it, but I guess they're saying maybe there was a little problem in the bottling, as you say.
Yeah, I think there is.
So you know what that means. You got to send us some good bottles.
Yeah. Got to send another one.
I'll have to do that.
All right.
I'll have to send you some of my blackberry cider.
Hey,
good. Because
yes,
we work on the 2-for-1 thing. You send us one bottle bad, you got to send us 2 good bottles.
Do that if you would.
Okay.
You know what I'd like to do, Bug Eater, since you're here and since I got Vincent on the spot. Let me do this. Vincent, would you be willing to bottle up one of your oak-aged ciders and send it out to this guy for us?
Sure.
I mean, I'll even send it if you bottle it. But Bug Eater's real cool, and he sent us some beers a few times, and we really like it when they do that. And I think we should send him a beer back.
Absolutely.
So you'd be all right with that?
I'd be great.
So is that cool by you, Buggy? We're going to send you an oak-aged cider from Two Rivers.
So give him a beer back.
Oh, that would be wonderful for me.
It's a good one. I mean, that was the first one we had here, and it was just real awesome. And so I'd like to send that out to you because you've been cool to us and send us a bunch of good stuff. So
don't forget Lars.
And of course, Lars.
Okay.
So we'll send you stuff. Give me an email with your address, Bug Eater. Just send it to Justin at the Brewing Network, and I'll get that along to Vincent. We'll get you some good cider from Two Rivers.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot there.
Thanks, brother. Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. Bug Eater. He's a good dude. I always like getting calls from him because he's like a very likable dude and sent us a lot of beer. He's gone right out on the limb there, and people get nervous about doing that, Doc. You know it. And we always say, send it in because we want to taste it and we want to give feedback. And he's always stepped up to the plate. That's real cool. Others have too. I don't mean to knock anybody else. I just figured good opportunity to hit up Vincent for a little Oak-Aged cider for the Bug Eater there. Yeah. So we'll do that. All right, couple of questions from the forum here. These were posted a couple of days ago for you, so let me see if we didn't miss anything. Now, you use the champagne yeast. Mm-hmm. What are some other good yeasts that homebrewers can use for cider?
Well, it's real fun. You can experiment with almost any yeast. I know that, like I mentioned, I had a homebrewer friend in Sacramento, and he used what is it, 1056?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
California.
And it was fabulous. And he didn't add any sugar back to it. Add any fresh juice back to it, but it fermented out to about like I don't know, 1010 maybe.
Okay.
It's about right for that yeast.
Yeah, and it was good. And I've had.
I'm trying to figure out who's got the. I thought it was Johnny. I kept giving Johnny dirty looks. Someone was crinkling paper.
It's always got to be me.
Well,
man.
that's why I turned your.
It's always got to be the sensitive guy, the nice guy, Mr. Pleasant. I mean, come on,
very
man.
sensitive microphone.
Everybody's pointing and laughing and shooting and pointing and looking. I thought there was a rat loose in here somewhere.
But then Sean, he narked out
I just
Vincent.
threw Vince under the bus. Yeah. It sounded like a nice rolling fire, though. You know.
That was like Michael Jackson on Conan. Conan's like, your fly's down. Sean just went, dude, stop crinkling shit. Sorry, go on, Vincent.
Where were we?
So good. The 1010 and where to finish out at.
Yeah, if you're going to make cider, say you get a 5-gallon batch, break it down into 5 individual 1-gallon carboys or containers and try 5 different yeasts.
Okay.
And then when you find a yeast you like, stick with that. Home brewing cider's fun because there's a lot more variables that you can play with.
Okay.
You know, you might want to make it completely dry. You can add some fresh juice back to it. You can bottle condition it.
Yeah. That is pretty cool, actually. Do a bunch of different stuff to it.
Play with honey.
Yeah.
Cherries, like Doc has done. Wonderful cider, by the way, Doc.
Thanks.
It kind of goes on and on.
Okay. How about this? And I don't know if you're able to calculate it because it's not your batch size, but I did have a very straightforward question come through about how many apples, for a 5-gallon batch, what are these guys looking at? How many pounds of apples do they need? Or for that matter, how much juice? You know, is that, are you able
juice, 5 gallons of juice makes 5
gallons
of cider, minus
That's your wort, huh?
Yeah.
Just straight 5 gallons of juice.
Right. Well, you're going to lose some with the yeast,
the true
bottom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my wife's cousin lives over Marin, and they've got a fair amount of land, and they've got a lot of apple trees.
Yeah.
They're so sick of applesauce and apple this and apple that. He begged me for a cider.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what can I do with all these apples? And he didn't have that many apple trees. So it really doesn't take that much to do it.
No, it doesn't. We've had some fun. We have a couple little 5-gallon presses and grinders at the shop, and we'll have a open house, and I'll let all the kids grind their apples and make fresh juice, and then we'll take some of that and make a small batch of cider.
Kindergarten cider?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just start them early, right?
Yeah.
And nap time goes a lot easier that way.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
In England, after they would press the cider, they would take the pomace, water it down, add yeast to it, and they end up with about a 1.5% alcohol cider. It's called Ciderkin. And real popular for with the kids.
See, Danielle, it's just like Kinder beer.
Kinder cider.
Kinder beer?
Yeah, he said that they have Ciderkin.
Kinder cider.
There you go. We have Kinder beer in Germany.
I know. That's my point. I like how Daniela
Put a nipple on that Kinder beer.
There's like a point in the show where Daniela completely tunes out. She's like in another.
You know when that is? 5.5. At 5.5 minutes after 5.
Stop doing it. Because there's been all these comparisons to German beer and sort of natural living going on throughout the whole show. You've not heard a goddamn one of them unless I point it out.
I'm sorry. I just cannot listen to this show.
She's busy in the chat room.
I could if I probably should.
That's over now. Flufa to you for the first time.
Now Flufa yourself.
I think it's time to open another cider.
Well, let's do that. Here's what we have to do. I think I did get through pretty much all the questions here that were in front of us. So I'm going to kind of leave it at that unless anybody throws anything else at us. I will do a quick wrap up with Vincent. I want to say right now that you're awesome, man. I really appreciate you coming in and talking to us about this stuff. So don't go anywhere. We're
not leaving.
We're gonna wrap up with you. What we do need to do is maybe see if we can get some of these names narrowed down, guys. So if we can do that quickly, if it goes well, we'll do it. If not, I'm just gonna bail out on the whole thing and take your suggestions, and we'll figure it out ourselves.
What kind of names?
The beer names, Doc. Which also means we get to try the beer. So if you want to get the beer ready, Sean, I'll start reading off names. And here's what I want.
And you just nod or nah.
Well, Daniela, I need you to write down these names as I say them.
I listened.
Thank you.
She's all perky now.
Yeah.
Now that her husband's a radio star.
Hey, I'm not married.
So I'm going to kind of go through here. Yeah.
Don't announce that.
I'm going to kind of go through here and say some of the names. Man, our forum is funny. I just got to say, you got to go to the Brewing Network forum.
By the way, we're allowed to drink the meat tonight, too, because Lars is going to send some more meat and beer.
Oh, well, okay.
More meat, more beer.
All right, so here's the names that are in the forum now. I may not use all of them because some of them are just funny names. But East Bay Maibach.
What?
East Bay Maibach. Mm-hmm. That's one of them there.
Got it.
Probably won't sell much, Sean, because nobody over there wants to be associated with over here.
That's actually pretty true.
Let's see, what else we got here? See, I got to go through them and pick the... BN's Rockin' Maibach.
That's ridiculous.
John, Chicken Boy in the back.
I kind of like that. Makes me want to buy one.
I like this one. Rock My Face Off Bach, and it's MAI for my on that one, of course. Rock My Face Off.
How about Bach My Face Off?
Bach My Face Off. That'll be a good one. Write that down.
How do you like mine?
You got a nice face.
I didn't get to yours yet.
Oh.
Primo Anno Blonde. Primo Anno Blonde. That's first year blonde in whatever.
I know, okay. But it's not a blonde.
Primo Anno Maibach then, which is my first year May goat. I like that.
Oh. Primo Anno Bach or Maibach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maibach.
Mm-hmm.
Primo Anno Maibach. 21A BN1.
That's ridiculous.
That's Daniela's right there.
It's not ridiculous at all, Chicken Boy.
Actually, that should be... Sean, say that one again.
21A BN1.
That on a license plate, on a California license plate would look cool.
Okay. Well, you can put it on a license plate. 21A BN1.
That's one there.
Just like IB6 UB9.
Big Chooch was upset that queer beer is already taken, so we can't put that on the list.
That's the German gay beer, right?
My Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. 21 and Blonde. But it has nothing to do with the BN. I don't want it to be all about Sean's place.
Hey, look, he's going to sell the shit.
Oh, it'll sell.
I like this one, even though it doesn't say...
I know it will.
Even though it doesn't have our name in it, it's pretty clever. Bandwidth Blonde. I like that one. Bandwidth Blonde.
Bandwidth.
Bandwidth. It's what we brought.
Bandwidth.
That's the stuff we don't have enough of.
Yeah. You just work the chat room down.
Hey. You don't have to know what it means. Just write it down.
This one's my favorite. 3 dipshits and 1 kraut.
I like that one. We'll put that up there. We'll put that on the menu. I'll send that out to all my listeners.
I'm not a crowd. 3 dipshits and a crowd.
TBN My Blonde.
Yeah.
TBN.
Okay. What was that?
TBN My Blonde.
What's wrong with you? You're hammered, aren't you?
Yes, she is.
He's just writing directly on the computer. She doesn't even have paper underneath it.
Yeah.
She's writing on the screen like it's going to work.
Thank God the door's open. There's air in here now.
Bringing It Strong Blonde.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
I like that one. Bringing It Strong. And it is Bringing It Strong, Sean. 6.5%.
6.5, yeah.
It's Bringing It Strong.
Yeah.
See, I got to weed out the ones that are just about 21st here. My Broadcast. That was Crowdy's over there.
That was mine again, right?
Yeah. Okay, now this one's... What do we think about this one? It's TBN to Hellas and Bach now. That's the name there. TBN to Hellas and Bach now. Sean, got any opinion about that one? It's not a Hellas.
It's long. But it's light.
It's light like a Hellas.
Hellas means light. It doesn't have to be a Munich Hellas.
TBN, tremendously bruised nipples.
I like that one. Is that yours, John? John likes that one.
TBN, tantalizingly blonde nectar.
No.
It's too long.
What?
TBN, titties, beer, no gays.
That doesn't include you.
No, it says except for TBN employees.
Oh. Well, then it would be fine.
TBN, blonde, my Bach. We got that out. Suck my Bach. That's one of them there. We can't use.
Let's go with that one.
Flufa Bach. I like Pearl, my Pearl. TBN.com ale.
Pearl necklace.
Gay Bach.
Pearl necklace.
So many funny names here. What is that one? That one's weird.
What's that
Which one?
Smella my Daniela Bach.
Can you imagine like a family of four from I don't know, from the peninsula, like from Redwood City? Yes, I'd like to smell my Daniela Bach. Of course, everybody in Redwood City has an English accent.
Can you imagine my parents coming in and ordering that Bach?
Daniela, what is the smell of my Daniela Bach?
Could I smell my Daniela again?
I would like a sample of that, please.
Now I'm going to go out on a limb right here. I'm going to say right now this is my favorite. It came late in the submissions here.
Like you.
Brewcaster Blonde is one of them. Write that down. The silence doesn't say it's... It kind of is a blonde, isn't it?
Well, okay, the only thing I'll say about this, just to sort of narrow this down a little bit... Justin's looking at me like, what are you going to say? Is that we have a beer that's on most of the time called South Park Blonde.
So you don't want it to say
blonde. If we could avoid the blonde moniker, if we can substitute that for My Bach or Bach or something along those lines.
Or nothing South Park.
What?
You didn't get sued for that?
No, because we're across the street from South Park. What Doc's referring to is we have a beer on called South Park Blonde, and so anytime I go to a beer festival out of the area, they think, it's cool that you named it after this TV show.
After Wendy.
Exactly, so, I mean, in all honesty, if we could kind of...
Did we read Pearl Maybach?
Yeah, but that's just you.
But it's nice. It's the hops. No, it's the hops that was used for that
but it doesn't
Bach.
say anything about the brewing network, you tard.
I see.
Jameel, you're on the phone.
What happened to the love in the room?
What's up? What's up, buddy? How are you?
I think you just name it Daniela.
It can't be. It's got to be
well, there was that stands for beautiful, blonde, tasty.
Yeah.
You know. Come on.
There was one up there called 21st Century Fox.
Yeah, that one's.
But I'd probably get sued by the film company.
Yeah, you might. Look, Daniela's hamming it up on the mic here, but we sat down and decided it can't be named after Daniela. It's got to be named after the Brewing Network. It's not Daniela's anniversary. Although this one kind of does both. Blondella TBN. Or Blondella TBN 01. Something like that. That kind of does both.
Where's the 21A, though?
It doesn't have to have the 21A.
You know,
it'd be great if it had both.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know, honestly, it doesn't really have to because it's going to be there. It's pretty apparent where it's from.
And your beer names don't all have 21A in it.
The whole rest of the label's going to say 21st Amendment all over it. And then get the guy with the 21 chins on there.
All right, Doc. Here we go. You're throwing it down.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jameel. What'd you have there?
True Beer Nectar.
True Beer Network. TBN.
Nectar.
I heard you. Nectar. That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
Beer.
Shut up, Doc. You're about to get turned off again.
Henning has the idea to call it TBN Pearl Maybach, which it is, because the pearl hops in the end is that's very important, right, Sean?
Yeah, it's a long name.
It is.
You got to be catchy too. You got to be able to say, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the bar and go, give me a TBN Pearl Maybach, please.
No, but everybody's gonna do. Give me a TBN. That's what it's gonna be like.
That sounds good, doesn't it? Give me a TBN. You like that, don't you, Sean?
Give me a TBN.
Yeah.
You know,
why not just TBN then?
That's what I'm thinking.
Don't have to mean anything.
TBN Bach. Let's go with the TBN.
That sounds perfect. Bach, yeah.
Because I like the ring of give me a TBN.
How about transsexual Bach nectar?
Well, and then the bartenders can tell them the name stands for the letters stand for something bizarre.
Well, that's the fun thing about TBN is that you can name it whatever you want. Then you could just plug in whatever you want to say.
Or you can have a contest at the brew pub. What does TBN mean? Name this beer. And you can name it all over again.
You can come down and administer that. You can sit there every...
Yeah. I said behind the bar. Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Well, all right. So those are our names we got there written on the card, right? Okay. We need to narrow it down to the best ones off of that list.
Okay.
So TBN Bach is definitely at the top of the list, right? Everyone's liking that one. Sean, you nodded your head at that one.
I think Sean has the final say.
The TBN Bach. And what else do we got there? Chicken Boy, don't be such a pussy.
Hey,
it's our beer.
Hey, I don't want to get angry.
The listeners want you to.
He's definitely like being like Karl Rove over here, though. He's steering the conversation.
Here you go, Sean. East Bay Maybach, BN's Rocking Maybach, Rock My Face Off Bach, Primo Anno Maybach, 21A BN1, Bringing It Strong Blonde, May Broadcast, TBN, To Hellas, and Bach Now. Brewcaster Blonde, My Blonde, 21 and Blonde, band with, no, not all those blondes.
You are blonde.
Go ahead and drop everything that says blonde.
Okay, TBN Bach.
Who's that?
I wrote down, out of that whole list that you read, I wrote down 3.
East Bay Maybach?
No. I wrote down 21A BN1, which is a little complicated. It's very alphanumerical.
I like it. I think it's kind of cryptic. I think it's kind of cool.
So I like 21A BN1. I think that one's on the list. I changed Brewcaster Blonde to Brewcaster Bach. One's okay.
Brewcaster Doc.
It rhymes with Spock.
Brewcaster Doc. I like that.
And TBN Bach, the simple one we came up with at the end.
I vote for TBN Bach.
Those are the 3 that I like. If you want to call in and give us your vote, go ahead. 888-401-BEER.
What was the first?
Sean, what are you saying? TBN Bach. That's great. It's catchy.
I honestly, if I had to influence it in any way, I would probably say TBN Bach. I mean, it's nice, it's short. I can see people coming up and order it saying, I'll have a TBN Bach.
Yeah.
I mean, it sort of incorporates everything, and it's quick, it's easy. And in the description of the beer, we can describe that it's, that it's a beer brewed in honor of the first anniversary of the Brewing Network, that it was one of the brewcasters, Daniela's recipes, that we made, and I think it'd be a big seller.
It'll have lore to it.
I think it sounds good.
TBN,
TBN
a big
Bach.
story behind it.
And there is it's a little secretive too. You want to what's TBN?
Yeah, you have to ask about it exactly.
Ooh.
What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward the TBN Bach too.
You're saying that reluctantly,
Yeah.
like you need another cider in you, like what we're drinking right now, the pomegranate cider from Two Rivers, which I've decided is called Money.
I just was worried. I'm sorry. I was actually considering putting our drunk of the week back on the phone here, which that's what I was being reluctant about. I've decided to put him back on the air.
Put him back on.
Bub,
hey.
What's happening?
Hey. I'm in the basement. My wife is watching TV. Freak it out.
If I fall down the stairs, you guys are going to have a funny-ish show.
All
right, here. Hey, wait.
Hey.
I'm going to add one to the list. I know I'm a total peckerhead because I've been saying it in chat the whole time.
And your point is?
All right, add it to the list.
Yeah, it's like 21st Amendment. That's like the 20s, 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yapper girl. It's like flapper girl.
Yeah.
Yapper girl, because you're a girl and you yap all the fucking time.
I get the pun, goddammit. I don't need you to explain it to me.
Another gimlet.
I thought he did have to explain it to you.
Shut up, Jock.
I had to explain. You didn't know what it meant.
So.
All
right, I'll put it on the list, Yapper Girl. It's not one of my favorites because it's too cryptic. It's very cryptic, and let's face it, we're a lot of retards tuned in here, you know?
Oh, so you're calling all the patrons of the 21st Century Brew Pub, or 21st Amendment Brew Pub, retards?
Well, not outwardly.
I didn't say that.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
I actually love those people. You got some cool people hanging out there. Like, what's his name, Motor?
Big Motor.
Motor kicks ass. There's this guy who just hangs out there. I don't think he really does anything else. Just for kind of brew hops. He's made his money. He's done well.
No, he's an architect and he's a transportation consultant. In fact, today he was texting me. He was like, "I'm in a train station in Philadelphia drinking beer."
Yes, that's what I said. He doesn't do anything.
He doesn't exactly.
He's a transportation consultant.
And he's going to listen to this on the archive. And
so anyway, I didn't mean to call them retards.
But you did.
But I did.
so no. All right, I got a slight bit of news. I don't want anybody to get excited. Well, whatever.
I already have a stiffy, Bub.
There's 5 guys in the studio. I'm not surprised. Okay.
No, there's a lot more than that.
There's a lot more than that.
There's like a 65% chance that I'll be at the anniversary party.
Oh! That's what I like to hear.
That's cool.
And since I'm talking to Lufa on chat here, technology and whatnot, there's like a 40% chance I'll have that silly ass hat with me.
I love the hat. You got to go to the forum. That's what we're talking about.
Hey,
I don't need to explain it here.
Bub, which hat are you talking about? I'm kind of unclear on that.
Go to the forum and you'll see what he's talking about.
Uber gay hat. Okay, it's for a guy named Jane. I don't even know what this is all about, but some dude named Jane on some sci-fi. Okay, sci-fi, gay. A guy named Jane.
All right, Bub, I got to move it along.
Hey, Bub.
Move it along.
You make the call. You make the call, Bub.
Go to the forum and you'll see the hat. All right, Bub, I hope you can make it out there.
Bub,
that actually makes my night, man.
Bub, I wouldn't have that that hat on my avatar. No way.
Yeah, whoever put all the trouble in to get it on your avatar is...
That's awesome.
They've got issues. That's all I got to say.
I'm putting you on hold, Bub. I got to go back to the Jamil. He's still here. Hey, Jamil, you still hanging in there with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
What was that all about? It's like you interrupted something there.
He had to pull his pants up real quick.
Hold on, I was just bottling. I was taking the mask off.
No, it took him long. It's the gloves and the mask. It takes a while to get all that off.
All right.
I declare the family out of the clean room.
Jams, what do you think about our 3 names here? 21A, BN1, Brewcast Bach, and TBN Bach.
I like 21A, BN1.
The best are the Brewcast Bach and the Brewcaster Bach and the TBN Bach, but I would probably go with the TBN Bach because I think people would ask about it, it would help.
Okay, hang in there.
It's like, what the hell does that mean?
Beer Bear, you're on the phone with the Brewcasters. What's happening, man?
Hey, Princess Justine, I was going to say...
He doesn't even have the dress on yet.
I was thinking the TBN Bach because that way you could even encode it and say maybe it's tasting beer naked or something. It's got the Pantsless Friday and such.
That's what I like about it, too, is that you can pretty much plug in whatever you want there to the TBN. I mean, it's got its real story, but... it
was going to be that or the Chicken Bach.
I actually like that one. Chicken Bach Bach. What do you think about that?
That one's not necessarily directing towards the TBN, but it's kind of one of those things people could order.
That's perfect, man.
That's
you go. Pure genius. Pure genius. It's a gift from above.
TBN Chicken Bach Bach.
There you go.
That's actually really good advice, Beer Bear.
All right,
so you're saying TBN Bach or Chicken Bach Bach?
Yeah, probably the TBN Bach would be a little more realistic, but the Chicken Bach is funnier.
That's true, it is funnier. I agree with you. Thanks, brother.
All right, you guys take it easy.
Chicken Bach Bach.
I'll tell you what, even if we end up naming it TBN Bach, among the crew, it's Chicken Bach Bach.
Screw you guys.
That's already official.
Screw you, I hope you rot in hell. We might as well call it the Brewing Nazi. Or My Blonde Nazi. I mean, yeah. We're taking you down with that.
Chicken Bach Bach.
Yeah. Have you looked in the mirror lately, Danielle? No.
There he goes. Get him started, man.
Get that voicemail out.
Yeah. I think I have it. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these 3 names, 21A, BN1, Brewcaster Bach, or Brewcast Bach, and TBN Bach. Those are our 3. It looks like we're leaning toward TBN Bach, but I'll tell you, we'll consider all of them and then make the decision. Jamil, is that all right with you, buddy?
Sounds good.
All right. See, Jamil knows what he's talking about.
He's the Pope.
I was going to do a whole thing with Jamil, but I don't want to do it now. It's late in the show, and...
you got to try this pomegranate cider, by the way.
And I've been drinking, exactly. I'm going to end up making an ass. Never mind. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hi there. It's Bug Eater here.
Hey, Bug Eater. Our second joke of the week, too.
Yeah, I just wanted to give my vote for TBN Bach.
You like that one too?
Call in a second time.
No, that's awesome. I asked for people to call in and give a vote, so I appreciate that. So you're all about the TBN Bach too?
Oh yeah, that's generic enough that everybody should go for it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the vote. Thanks, brother.
All right, thanks a lot.
Cool. Bug Eater stepping up and giving the vote. A lot of votes for the TBN Bach.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a catchy name.
I like it. Yeah.
And John wouldn't be offended by it either.
I don't care.
And neither would I.
Vincent, is this the pomegranate?
No, we're drinking the pomegranate.
Right, because I'm going to say I've not tasted it yet, but I gave it a smell as we were talking there.
Drink it.
Holy shnikes. It smells really good. It's got remember I was talking early in the show about being a kid and the pomegranates and how great it was when Mom brought home the pomegranate.
You're running naked between the pomegranate trees.
That smell right there, that's an amazing aroma.
Brings you back to that childhood time.
Yeah, that's really... Sean, you weren't kidding, man.
That does not suck.
No, we're real happy with the way the pomegranate came out.
It's a lot sweeter than your other ones. It has a much more of that fruity taste to it.
It's fruity. Mm-hmm. It's a perceived sweetness, though, but it's actually not much sweeter than any of the others.
Is that right?
It's just the perception because of the fruit.
You get fruit, but not sweet.
Okay.
Which is nice. It doesn't, lay on your tongue.
No, it doesn't. It goes away, but I definitely get fruit and sweet. But I can see how it's just a lot more fruity than
definitely.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's good.
Oh, but
yeah, this put us.
You hate cider.
Not anymore.
He used to hate cider.
Yeah, he used to. You just didn't find a cider you like.
Yeah, Vincent, you've done it right, man.
Well, we're real happy with what we're doing over there.
Yeah,
and we're just glad that our consumers like it too.
As you should be. Absolutely. 10 years in the biz, man. That's good work. Hey, Jamil.
Yeah.
What do we got tomorrow?
Classic American Pilsner.
Okay. Classic American Pils with the Jamil tomorrow.
And he's able to make it?
And we don't know. Actually, Jamil's got some things going on. We're going to do our very best. We're going to Skype tomorrow's show. And if the Skype is working well, as it is right now, Jamil, you're sounding pretty good right now.
Great.
Then we will have a show. But I'm just going to warn you right now, there is a slight possibility that Jamil can't make the show tomorrow, and we don't need to go into it, but just rest assured that Jamil would not miss a show unless he absolutely had to. We're going to give it our best. We'll be on the phone with him at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and making sure everything's working well. And if it is, you will get Classic American Pilsner tomorrow. And if it's not, then just, like I said, rest assured it's for a damn good reason, and we'll play you a replay, and Jamil will be back on the next show. Is that good enough for you, Jamil?
Yeah, that's good for me.
Okay. Cool, brother. So I'm going to be calling you early a.m.
Okay.
See you, man.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
We haven't even mentioned Wavy yet.
Yeah, hey Vincent. I sent John an email to ask you about Wavy. I think it got lost in the mix, but you have a brewer there. He's a part-timer for you. I think he does.
He's my assistant.
Oh, he's your assistant,
and he's going to become a part owner in a year.
Really?
Let me tell you guys this, and I'm going to tell you this too, Vincent. Wavy's the shit.
He's great.
We went to the Sfirkin Festival down at Triple Rock in Berkeley, and I met Wavy there, and then we hung out drinking and playing poker that night. And, man, Wavy is right up your alley, man.
You've been talking about him for a couple of days. I want to meet him.
I was hoping that we got the email to you in time because I wanted Wavy to come down here just to hang out a bit.
He should have.
He's a fun dude.
He's a great guy. He's real good. He's really helped out a lot. He's helped in production. He's helped with a lot of personal issues as well. He's actually a respiratory therapist by trade.
Yeah, that's what he told me when we were having a cigarette outside.
He's showing you how to do it.
Yeah.
But he told me, don't you worry, you got a 10-year window. You're good.
He's on 12 years of smoking, though, so he passed his window. But he's great. He loves making cider. He's real enthusiastic. When I lose my enthusiasm, he brings it back.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's great.
And it's great to get that out of a guy who's got a career as a respiratory therapist, and he's still doing that on the side and motivating you, even though he's got the side thing. It sounds like he'd rather be doing.
He'd rather be making cider.
Yeah, that
definitely. So
well, next time if you would, and I didn't talk to him a lot about cider, so I don't know if he could have done the whole give us the information too. That didn't matter to me because he was so much fun that I just wanted to give him a microphone.
Yeah,
that would have been. So next time you got to bring the Wavy down.
We'll drag Wavy down with us.
And you got to send him our regards.
I will.
Wavy gravy.
I took all his money while playing poker.
That's easy. He's not a good gambler.
No, he's not. He's a good dude, though.
He's a great guy.
I still got Bub on the line here. Let's keep him hanging for a second. All right, so...
hey, Bub.
Sean brought us a growler of Daniela's beer, which is yet to be named. One of these 3 names that we chose from you listeners tonight.
Literally, I after the FM show... ran over to the brewery, grabbed the growler, pulled it right off the sample cock. I said cock. And, jumped in the car and drove out here. So it's just, it's...
That wasn't because of what the crap I gave you during the show about, hey, we should taste this.
No, yeah, maybe a little bit.
I thought you said, I have one.
It wasn't because Doc said sample my cock before you go touch the sample cock?
I thought it was, you cock, we should sample this.
All right, here you go.
So it's not carbonated. It's not fully carbonated. It's pretty, but it is cold. It's probably about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks old.
It's cold.
It is cold.
It's cold,
and it is nice. It definitely
6.5%. It's got. You can really the aroma of the pearl. Well, talk about it.
You and I talked about this. It has a German lager feel to it, a taste to it, but it's not. It's not a lager. Wow. But it has a German lager thing going. Doc, you agree with me?
Yeah, you're going to go through this fast.
Yeah, this is, a light-tasting beer. And imagine it, filtered, fully carbonated, and all that. It's going to be unbelievable. But the thing that really struck me about this beer is those Perle hops, which I've never played with. And we only added 32 ounces, 2 pounds in the Whirlpool. At the end, and it's just they come right through. It's almost kind of it's almost like an IPA kind of. It's got a pale ale kind of hoppiness to it.
It's always been one of my favorite hops to play with. This Perle, and this is going to smoke. You get the proper name on this sucker, and it's going to be great. Right now it's not carbonated. It's a little yeasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be bright.
It's going to be bright. It's going to be so nice. It's nice.
And it's going to be sitting at. It's going before we filter it. It'll probably be another 10 days, so it's going to be. It'll have sat for 32 for 2 weeks. So
now I want to know what John has to say about it because
I don't care what John says.
No, I do because he. John is really. It's amazing, but he really is a specialist and expert on German lager beers. He really is. He makes great beer. And he helped me because I just went into B3 and I said, John, I want this beer to taste like this and that. And I want this and that. And I only want German ingredients. And this is what I want in the end. And he gave me all those advice. Like, he explained the hops to me. He explained the grains to me, everything. So I really appreciate that. And John is really good at what he does there, too. So I really want to know what he thinks about this.
I'm sitting right next to you, Joe. Just I'll kick your ass.
I'm ready
for that. It definitely is. Can you silence the music, please? Seriously, this is serious.
Sorry,
this is serious stuff here.
Sorry.
Come on, man. Respect. RESPECT, man.
Go ahead.
Recess the PPT.
It definitely needs to be filtered. It's a little yeasty. I get a Band-Aid aroma to it.
But he said that already. He's going to filter it.
I know. But that's my honest opinion.
Okay.
I think it's clean beer. It's good, and it'll be highly drinkable. And
you don't like it, do you, John?
The aroma kind of throws me off, to be very honest.
Yeah, it's because it's new.
Yeah.
And
it's the aroma. It's got a Band-Aid kind of phenolic, not even phenolic, but more like
when
porta potty.
John's leaving.
I'm gonna kick Chicken Boy's ass.
Oh man. Wow.
Porta potty.
Of all the
profiles
we've given on this show, that's got to be the most unfriendly ever.
Vince is over there. Holy shit.
No, Sean is when you strip the yeast out of this one,
Well, I don't know what they're brewing over there at beer, and more beer, but that's the way you describe beer around here.
Oh. No, this is this isn't even a finished beer yet.
No, it's not.
I will agree with John, actually. I'm not getting the phenol. Actually, I do get a little sulfur, maybe because we fermented it slightly chilled.
Yeah.
But as far as, and I think it's a little hoppy because of the Perle hops, which kind of threw me off, actually, honestly. But porta potty, John?
It's entertainment, man. I mean, come on. It's
hey, come on. You remember falling in that porta potty?
You're Captain Radio. I mean, no, the flavor's awesome, and I think it's young still. So you got to strip the yeast out, you got to filter it, get it out. I think the malt profile is fun.
The main thing I get out of it is a lot of yeast, and that's because you just brewed it. And we're doing a barrel tap here. That's what you're going to get, but all the background flavors are right where we need it.
So I think we should call it TBN Porta Potty.
PP.
PP beer.
Yeah.
TBBPPP.
It's carbonated urine.
Hey, what'd I tell you? You get a couple beers in Johnny, and he's like...
and other selected solids.
You know what? You got to appreciate him speaking his mind, but boy, does he speak his mind. He's got a beer in his mouth.
I love the fact that I probably outweigh him about 150 pounds, and I'm sitting literally 2 inches away from him.
Hey, it doesn't make me nervous, though.
He's feeling no pain. You do whatever you want, man.
No, this thing's going to clean up real nice in 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's going to be... You're not going to be able to keep it on tap.
Well, the main thing is going to be, what does he say on the day of the anniversary? That's going to be...
Oh, he's going to say, okay.
It's clean. I mean, it's just the aroma.
It's going to change dramatically in 2 weeks. As soon as he filters it and gets all the yeast out of it.
You won't recognize this beer in 2 weeks.
This is John completely hammered. He left me this message.
I love this one.
Check it out.
What? Justin's a pansy. He's ugly. He's got curly hair. He's too fucking tall and lanky. He talks too fucking much. And he has to import women to get laid from Europe. Now, what a fucking pussy is this motherfucker? You know? And he has to do a radio show to feel important. You know? I mean, you might as well just record yourself in, Pro Tools or something and call it even. But no, you gotta share your own ignorance with everybody else, because you're a fucking tool, man. You're a tool in the ass. You know? You might as well give yourself a hand job while you're mixing, because it's not working. You know? You want to create a buzz? Quit now, because you're a pansy and a ass. So I'm gonna hang up right now. Get a job. Quit your 18-hour-a-week job. And work the streets, because you're a no-talent hack, and you deserve to rot in hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I found your uncle.
These are the voicemails that I get from Johnny P. Just thought I'd share them with you.
It's brotherly love.
My face hurts from laughing so hard.
Zymergist, you're on the air with the Brewcasters. What's happening?
Hey, you know what? That took a lot of making.
What's happening, man? That was a good one.
Oh, well, hey, thanks. You should have heard the ripper from the basement.
No.
Yeah, hey, I got a question for John. They said that he had a Band-Aid flavor in his beer, and I was just wondering, is that ass flavor he was talking about at one time?
No, same thing?
Did you ever send it in your beer?
Oh. See, Johnny's on a roll, man.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny's on a roll.
Well, I'd send you my beer, but I'm afraid that there are government agents that would try to get it and take it to Bush.
Oh.
That'd be okay.
It's good stuff, huh?
Yeah, then he'd push the red button.
All right. I don't know.
What's this here thing, Dave? I'll push this button. Oh, goodness sakes, I'm going to nuke Moscow. Oh, well, what the hell? We didn't need Moscow anyway. Oh, Idaho?
What the hell's going on?
Oh, Russia.
Zymergist is one of these guys. He knows a lot about beer, but he's like Crazy Jack. He's a little wacky. Yeah. He got crazy things.
Well, you'd be a little wacky, too, if you're my age.
And he lives in Portland.
Hey, I hope that I am,
and last time
honest.
I checked, Jay, he likes to pick on you, too. So
I'm sure
I'm here for you, brother.
Hey,
living in Portland is just a positional accident.
I don't know what that means.
I got some of my best friends in Portland.
All right.
It's a good place.
Hey, thanks, Aaron.
For them.
But I was just curious,
Go ahead. About?
Hello?
Hey,
yeah.
Go ahead. What are you curious about?
Oh, well, I was just curious about. You said that he was getting a medicinal aroma from that beer.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of times that you will get those kind of aromas from bad yeast handling and or from abusing your wort. And so I think he's been spanking his wort too hard.
Oh!
I do like to spank my wort once in a while, but
hey,
it's only
doesn't?
natural,
I'll tell you what, as much as I like to make fun of Chicken Boy, there's nothing wrong with spanking your wort.
Hey, there's a fine line between fun and abuse.
Well, I just drank 3 beers of 21 Days beer, and they're fine cans, so. It's young, it's sulfury, it's got a yeast bite to it. It'll filter it, it'll be clean.
It's so weird watching John drink out of a can. I keep looking over there and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Thanks, Simon. I appreciate the call, man.
Hey, not a problem, but I'm not suffering from hop envy, even though my hops are only a half an inch tall.
Same here, buddy. Hang in there, man.
Talk to
All right.
you guys later, eh?
Thanks, brother.
Bye.
Don't worry about wood.
All right, there you go.
Don't worry about wood.
It's that time in the show, folks. It is that
All of a sudden,
time.
Vince gets really quiet. He's like just grinning like, I don't know what the hell I'm getting into here.
You got to worry because we get guests in here. It's the first time ever. Vincent, you've never heard the show before, right?
No, this is my first.
You get him sitting here, and we have a great show with Vincent. The whole show just goes great. He does well, we do well, and then this shit happens. And then it's like, shit, are we ever going to get Vincent back in the studio? I do want to say thanks again to Two Rivers Cider. You can go to tworivercider.com or click the link right on our main page at thebrewingnetwork.com, and it's good stuff. I'm gonna be quite honest. You've turned me a little bit. I'm obviously still a beer guy, but I meant it when I said if I see Two Rivers on tap, I'm gonna buy a pint.
Great.
I'm gonna enjoy drinking it too. I'm not gonna drink it just because I owe you for all the good stuff you're doing for the environment. I'm gonna enjoy it because it really was good stuff. And on top of that, I'm going to feel real good about buying it because I really like what you're doing there to keep things natural and to take care of the environment,
We're trying.
He was saying so much before about, okay, we can have a cider show, I guess. I don't really like cider. I think you really turned Justin around.
Nah, he did. I was always, in fact, even to these guys, to John and Doc, not only did I say, listen, I got to do this free FM show. I'm not going to have a lot of time to prep the cider show. I don't know shit about cider. I just don't know anything about it because I don't drink it. I know that I've had a few and I didn't like them. So I said, you guys do your thing and I'm going to hang in there and see what happens. But, you brought it strong, Vincent. That's good stuff. So I and the pomegranate, man.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Sean, you weren't lying. That's what you got on tap at the 21A right now? The pomegranate?
Yeah.
You do.
It's huge. I mean, I call up and order every couple weeks from these guys, and it's just like it used to be 1 keg, and it's like 3-4 kegs now. I mean,
Driving it.
I mean, Vince. I mean, come on. We've been here for a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's your money.
The pomegranate.
You got to put all the kids through
I can't
school.
change the name to money, though. It's still pomegranate.
I got to put money on the board because I'm selling the shit out of it.
That's Palma money.
I hope it doesn't interfere with your watermelon wheat, though.
I think it complements it quite well.
I think it does, actually. I mean, I think it's a nice thing, and we will always serve Two Rivers ciders at my place, whatever it is.
Is he making a good point? Is this the one? Is this the cider that's going to turn the corner for you guys? The pomegranate?
Oh, it has.
It has.
It's making up for about 2/3 of our production.
No kidding.
We have, 2/3 of our production is pomegranate, and we have 6 other products that we make.
I mean, I would like to serve actually more of his cider, but we only have 1 tap available. But if you get your beer in bottle or your cider in bottles, it could definitely be fun.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Wavy Davy.
Or you could add another tap.
He's going to be the bottle master.
Attaboy, Wavy. Is that
what you call him? Bottle master.
The bottle master. Wavy the bottle master. All right, Henning, you might be our last call tonight. What's happening, man?
I just calling to tell the wife happy birthday yesterday.
Are you hammered too?
She's been wanting me to call in. I'm just calling to do it.
Jesus Christ. Slit your goddamn wrists, man. Jeez, you're on the radio.
All right, hey,
wifey. Pick it up.
God damn it.
Call in.
Happy birthday.
I guess I'll be on the radio again.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Her birthday was yesterday, huh?
I'm drunk.
What'd you give her her birthday?
Yeah.
I called in.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Oh no.
Bad move.
Oh.
They don't like that.
I gave her some homebrew.
Give her long, tall Henning.
I acted in a self-deprecating manner.
Well, I'll tell you what. We said happy birthday to her on the Lunch Meat Show. Oh, yeah. So she got a birthday surprise there. And you're saying happy birthday to her now. That's okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of silence. You go ahead and in a nice way, you talk to Mrs. Henning about her birthday. Go ahead. Everyone's going to be quiet here. Go ahead.
Hey, I want to tell you happy birthday. I'm sorry about everything that's going on in the past couple days, and I'm going to make it up to you. I'm just sorry. That's all I got to say.
All right. Hey, that's a good job, Henning. And
there you go.
Mrs. Henning, he's trying hard. That's in front of I don't know how many thousands of listeners. That's a good work, Mr. Henning.
Let's give him a big applause.
Takes a big man to get on the airwaves and say I'm sorry. So
happy birthday.
Come on, Mrs. Henning. You still love him.
Happy birthday from us too. So good work, Henning.
Thank you.
All right, brother. You go have another one and then give it.
I'll have a phenolic beer for
you. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
Right.
Yeah, right. Wow, yeah, he's down in the dumps.
What's going on there?
Yeah, he's in trouble.
I think I smell a doghouse.
Yeah. Well,
it's Sunday night. He's digging himself out.
I feel like there's a beating involved.
Yeah.
Sounds so funny because I'm outside with the dogs. A lot of wind.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm outside.
It's not raining though. It's not too bad, I guess.
Though the smell ain't so good as it is in the house.
Yeah. There's a lot more fleas outside.
It smells like Band-Aid.
We call it phenolic.
Hey, I was wondering if Chicken Boy's in the same doghouse as me, because it smells like medicine here, too. It could be the Vaseline.
Cluck, cluck.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. Henning, good work. Way to bring it like a man. And happy birthday to Mrs.
Henning.
Yes,
we love you.
Happy birthday.
Give the man a good chance.
We're still waiting on the Poppin' Cherry, though.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't gotten her ale.
What's Popper Cherry?
That's Mrs. Henning's first homebrew.
Really?
She said she'd never homebrew. Period. She's not going to do it no way, no how. Next
on
thing
the
you know,
air, even.
She makes a homebrew, and it was a cherry homebrew, and we call it Mrs. Henning's Poppin' Cherry.
No, that sounds sexual.
Or Poppin' Mrs. Henning's Cherry.
Let's call the Bach that at the 218.
Yeah.
Cherry Poppin' Cherry.
Put a Band-Aid on it.
Put a Band-Aid in every glass.
TBN Poppin' Cherry.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
What are we doing next Sunday between 5 and 8?
I don't know what you're doing.
Is that the question from the chat room?
That's my question for you.
Well, there is no show.
Oh.
This is when Barry White comes up on the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it on.
Yeah, you guys do that. You do that underneath.
And we go hunting.
We're going hunting. We're going hunting for apples. We're going to meet Vincent on the ranch out there and hunt us some apples.
We're going to produce some biodiesel.
Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do.
You're right on, baby.
All right, this is going to be the last call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's wrong with Bach Ness Monster?
That one's good, actually, but it only if it were just a standalone beer, but it's got to represent the BN.
Okay, the Bach Ness Monster.
I mean, if I were Sean, I'd keep that on the back burner, actually, Bach Ness Monster.
Who is this, by the way?
Who's calling?
This is Code again.
Hey, okay. No, that is a good name.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to send out some documents right now. You'll sign off on it, and you'll get like a nickel of beer.
Yeah. Didn't I take one of your names, Code?
Yeah, 21st Century Fox or something like that.
No, I took one of your other ones, too. Oh, you were 21 and Blonde. That's the one I threw out there.
That one, too, yeah.
But it didn't make the cut, I guess. I liked it, though. But didn't make...
Threw me there because nobody screened the call.
Yeah, that's true. All right, thanks, brother.
Yeah, see you.
All right, see you. Okay.
Somebody should suggest in 21A real small titties.
Now listen, I'm getting a little heavy in the weight, so they're getting a little bit bigger. Okay, sweetheart. I mean, I don't want to say it on
Danielle,
the air.
that just...
No, I'm not like a man bro or anything like that.
It doesn't fit for your beer, Danielle.
Yeah, you don't lack in that field at all.
I was just trying to avoid that.
Frisco Brewer makes a Bach.
Yeah, I like that one.
I remember that from the Roger days.
Yeah, what, is Roger in the chat room?
Roger is in there. It's from him, yeah.
Tell Roger we're going to taste his expedition right now.
His chat room name is The Dude.
Tell Roger to call up. I'm drinking his... I'll tell him, I guess.
Yeah, get him on the air.
Get him in there. I'm drinking Drake's Expedition Ale, too, in between ciders here.
He's gone.
They left.
Is he? He's probably still listening. And Claudia's probably, come on, honey, can we go out to dinner? And I don't really want to go to Ben and Nick's or Cato's.
Leaving that to you, buddy. All right, yeah, so there is no show next week. I do apologize about that. It's not only that it's a holiday weekend, we got a lot of prep work to do because the show after that is the anniversary show, June 4th at the 21st Amendment in San Francisco. We are broadcasting live our anniversary show. Vincent, we want all our guests who have been on the show to come down, so if you can make time, it's Sunday, June 4th.
Thank you.
I know you're in Sacramento, but if you get a chance, I want to see the...
bring the biodiesel.
Bring the van, man. I want to see the biodiesel.
And bring Wavy.
And bring Wavy and come hang out with us down there.
Thank you very much.
It'd be a really big shoe.
Cool. So we got other people going too. That same day is the second Free FM show, and listener favorite here, guys. You all love him. Vinny Chilurzo is doing the show with me, so you're going to want to tune in that one too.
All right.
And we are doing a Belgian show, and then Vinny said he'd come over with me to the 21A and hang out with us for a little while there too. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So a nice Belgian show on Free FM on June 4th. That's at 3 o'clock. Go to 1069freefm.com to listen live, or just tune into 1069 if you're in the area. And right after that, we're gonna scoot on over to the 21A, and at 5 o'clock we'll start broadcasting there. But show up at 3, because there's a little meet and greet, right, Sean?
Yeah, we'll have a whole big thing going on up there.
The whole hangout and the meet and greet. Doc's going to be in there. Johnny Chicken Boy will be there.
You can drink my Band-Aid beer.
Then you can drink the... sorry, it's a porta potty beer?
It's a porta potty beer.
When is that again?
June 4th. Sunday, June 4th.
Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah, you bastard.
Doc, if you're not there...
can you imagine?
I will hunt you down.
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
No, I've already cleared it with all the powers that be.
Okay.
Yes, Daniela.
I love this beer.
That's your box still?
Yeah, but what do I know?
You know what? In a couple of weeks, you're going to just... You're sitting down with a tanker to that.
Well, you've been in a porta potty before. You know if it tastes like a porta potty, don't you?
What?
Never mind. Just forget it. You know what a cool thing is? John's riding his bike home tonight.
I know, in the rain.
That's a good boy, because as we
With
like
no
to
lights.
say around here, don't drink and drive. All of us are going to keep drinking, but then I'm gonna put chains on these guys, and they're not driving until...
Like Dr. Scott last week left the house at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
because he had to sober up.
Passed out in the studio.
My wife called at 2:30. Where the hell are you?
Yeah.
I'm
I guess
sobering
I gotta
up.
go.
It's true. Hey, another marathon show on the Brewing Network. The next time we see you, it's going to be our anniversary show. All right? Free FM at 3, our show at 5 at the 21st Amendment. Make it out here. Bub's taking a flight. Gucci's taking a flight. Oz is taking a flight. So
the 4th.
Get everybody down here. It's going to be a good time. Vincent Stern from Two River Cider. Again, thanks very much, man.
Great guy. Great cider.
Good cider. Really, a lot of good information you gave us today. It's not always that we get somebody in here who can handle those questions, and you gave us some good stuff, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was nice being on the show.
I'm thinking we might need to get you back in September when it's actually like cider time.
Oh,
right?
harvest season would be great.
Yeah.
Are you going to be available, or are you going to be too busy?
I'll make time for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Check out Two Rivers Cider at tworiversider.com, or click on the link on our main page. It'll be there for another day or so, and we'll get them back in September. That's a real cool thing that you're going to do to come back. All right, Daniela.
Yes, Justin.
Good show.
Good show to you.
You have fun in the chat room?
Yes, I did.
Sean, thanks for everything,
Thank
man.
you. Just want to say happy birthday to my son, Ian.
Oh, really?
He'll be 3 years old in about 5 days.
Happy birthday, Ian.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. 3 years old.
3 years old.
Ian O'Sullivan.
Just started drinking last week.
That a boy.
Kinder beer.
He can't say beer.
Kinder beer.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for all the calls, and thanks for all the support. You guys rock.
The skies are gray, I'll take a Belgian brew and it's women, things and lamb, big fine. But don't you give me that American crude, boys, I want a real home brew.